welcome back again to Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, I'm the car hauling dispatcher, and I want to welcome you guys back again to another Tuesday night. We're back, and it's Tuesday night, and it's 8 o'clock, so that means I'm live again on YouTube, which is really fun for me, man, and seeing you guys keep coming back for more, it's great. My monitors back here a few hours ago just stopped working. I don't know if it was a Windows update or whatever, so I got to go see the computer guy tomorrow. And so I put up some flags and stuff. Why not, right? And I thought of, like, when you guys are on the road and, like, you have a tire problem and really, man, if you just got to put duct tape on it, you got to do whatever you got to do so you can keep on trucking. So that's what I'm doing. So the one and only, welcome back again, man. Thanks for saying hello. I appreciate it. Hotshot Dave, you're going to be on the show tonight, so thanks for saying hello and jumping in. I appreciate it. Rodrigo, okay, I know I've seen you before, Rodrigo, so thanks for saying hello again. Acme Transport is back with us, of course, part of the core. Thank you, Acme Transport. In fact, I think we were on a show earlier today on Trucking Answers. Yes, we were. That was today. That was actually today and not some distant memory. So I'm good, man. I am good. I've had a couple weeks of semi-vacation stuff, so that's really been cool. It's really fun to travel, spend time with family, get out of the ordinary, and then you get back in, and it's pretty cool. Thought you should change the video with the season. Interesting. Yeah, I should think of that. I just need to get some like seasonal effects or something. Trucking Answers is with us. Mark, thank you for joining me tonight, and thank you for being a guest on my show tonight. Is awesome. As you guys know, I'm looking over here into the chat line on a different monitor, so that's where I'm looking. I'm looking at you. I'm engaging with you over here. Mike, hello, welcome back to the show. Glad things are going well, and hope it continues that way. Max Premier Transport Service. Okay, that is Paul. So Paul, welcome back to the show. We're going to talk to you tonight. JC Smith Projects. Hey man, welcome back to the show. I like seeing when I have new viewers that keep coming back. I really appreciate that, because I know we have busy schedules. I mean, I got stuff I could do. I got tons of hours of Peter Struck video to catch up on. Okay. Dave Williams, man, welcome to the show. I'll be talking to you first, Dave, so thanks for coming back. Ernest Martin, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. Gartho Logistics, what is happening, man? Good to see a message from you on Facebook earlier. So Facebook is an amazing place to keep up and communicate. I know I'm only on YouTube right now, but I'm going to be going simultaneous YouTube and Facebook sometime soon, man. I got other technical things I got to catch up on first. So a little overwhelmed actually with all the stuff I need to do, but that's pretty cool. That's what being an owner operator is all about, right? Bulldog Transport is in the house. We'll be talking to Bulldog tonight, so that's cool. Chris from Bulldog Transport. Sherman Jack is checking in. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I really do. No, like my winter shots at driving. Oh, I don't think I saw your, no, some nice summer sunny skies and stuff like that. But you guys know the weather. So, I mean, there's no point in me telling you the weather. And I want this content to be timeless. So I'm just going to go with that excuse. KC, good evening. Welcome, KC. I think this is your first time in the show. So thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. And you bought some more trucks today. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, why not? Hey, man, when in Rome. Daniel Gamboa Global Transports. You love this show. Thank you, Daniel. That's awesome. Thanks for the time and the knowledge from Riverside, California. I really appreciate that. And thanks for saying, hello and a shout out. I mean, I really do appreciate that. New subscriber here. Ooh, Trey Metzger. First time. Cool. Been really looking into and researching the possibility of getting into the business, hopefully within the next year, and my channel's been great. Wow, thank you, Trey. That's awesome. And that's actually why I chose the subject for tonight's show. Let's go ahead and show the graphic. I chose the show tonight because really there's been a lot of new car haulers and old school folks, people of all walks of life within trucking that are, getting in and taking part. And I thought, what better way to celebrate trucking than to keep beating the drum of the theme of, Hotshot Car Hauling 101, first month in car hauling, now Trucking American Dream. So, Trey, this show is for you, man, because if you're thinking about getting into trucking, I don't want to discourage you. I want to try and lay out all the facts and let you talk to people that are in trucking. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTube truckers. But I think like in anything we do, we begin to get tunnel vision, right? We're on the tunnel vision. And we don't want to keep the tunnel vision. We want to expand it, keep the conversation going. And it just so happens that I'm a media guy. This is actually my American dream, has always been to have a TV channel. How funny. So, which started back in Hollywood about 25 years ago. Well, college 25 years ago, showing some age there, but why not? Right, okay, so that's my deal. Leonardo, man, welcome to the show. I'm pretty sure this is your first time. So thank you for saying hello and joining us tonight. And buckle in because it's going to be a long show. Hotshot Dave is giving emojis. And Daniel has a few questions. Okay, you can always email me to autotransportintel@gmail.com. Send me an email. I love comments below the video. It helps my YouTube rankings, likes, comments, shares. But if you've got a private question, looking for a consultation, or a referral of some type, you can send me an email. Just had a customer, I just talked to a car shipping customer this morning, and she's coming on the show next week. That's going to be great, man. And I helped her find a broker that she wanted to work with because she was having trouble figuring out how to navigate talking to the right person. So, yeah, I mean, it's all happening. So this is happening, dude. Let's see here. Paul has a car emoji. Craig, what's up, Craig Pippin? Welcome to the show, man. Thanks for saying hello. Thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. Roxy Auto Transport is back. All right, Roxy. Thank you. Thank you. And Paul, okay, Paul has two contacts. Hey, that's not fair, Paul. You can't log in as two people. All right, yeah, of course you can. Okay, so anyways, and in why the American trucking dream is is what it is, right? I came up with 5 factors, okay? Number 1, the potential to earn a good income. I mean, that is a big part of anything we choose to do. We want to find something where we can make some real money. And from what I've read and seen and heard, is, you can hit 6 figures. You can, which is something I think we all want. We all want to hit 6 figures. Most of us want to hit like 9 figures, but I think you can hit 6 in trucking. And car hauling seems to have that upper edge of a higher gross and maybe a higher margin, but, well, there's a lot more to it. So the potential to earn a good income. Number 2, everybody wants to be their own boss. I want to be my own boss. You want to be your own boss. Your boss wants to be your boss. Your boss's boss wants to be his own boss, etc. So it's in us. We want to be our own boss. And trucking is one of those industries where, I mean, I think you can be your own boss. Or maybe you're comfortable, maybe you like your boss, and then you're the boss under the boss. So that, be your own boss. And that's what owner-operator, really encapsulates that concept, I believe. Also, the American dream itself. To have something that you build with your own hands, that you can leave as a legacy. You can get a house and a truck and a job and a lifestyle, and it's yours, and you can pass it on to your family, leave a legacy. I mean, that's the American dream. Again, I think the trucking industry fits within that concept. Also, the love of vehicles. Now, in auto transport, some people really, really love cars. Some people like cars, some people just need cars, and some people just freaking love cars. So, but in trucking in general, I mean, people love these trucks. I mean, look at this Peterbilt. Here, hang on. I know, and there's going to be some people that hate Peterbilts and swear by, you know, I don't know, Mac or, you know, whatever. But the point is, I mean, people, we love these vehicles, right? So we love our trucks, we love our vehicles, and that's also a very American thing, I think, too. But actually, it's global. I mean, people love their vehicles. And number 5, the lifestyle, the way we live, the type of job we want to have, where we can maybe be ourselves, hopefully meet real people, and travel. You know, I think that's a big part of the type of industry that people get into and choose. Obviously, there's no need to say these things, but I do think it's true about trucking and the money, be your own boss, live the American dream, the love of vehicles, and a lifestyle where you can be yourself and travel and meet real people. So that's what this show is all about. And I think that's what this industry is all about. So again, this show is dedicated to the industry itself. So hopefully that's making sense. M. Fields says hello. Cool. Welcome, M. Fields. I appreciate you coming and saying hello. I'm not going to tell Paul what to do. Peterbilt says hi, and I think Peterbilt, you were in the Trucking Answers show earlier today. Your dad is a trucker and hauls cars. There you go. American dream, legacy, family. So, and Dave is not the bossy boss. That's cool, man. So, all right, I didn't leave a lot of time for industry news, which seems to be suffering these days, and one might argue that's a good thing. So, let's just try and blaze through it. Okay, that is the American flag in the back there of Ocean Road's transport picture. I don't know if he did that on purpose, although he probably did see the flag and frame it in the shot. And I thought that was a good opening frame for a show about trucking and the American dream. The only thing in trucking that ain't regulated is the amount of BS they pile on every day. So we're going to talk about the whole ball of wax tonight. And this is off of Facebook. And that is a beautiful truck. And that sucks. And that sign is accurate. Left lanes. And I think that it was supposed to originally read like blocked, but you know, you gotta love it, man. Good deal there. That is pretty cool. Now, somebody really loves their truck, and that's brilliant, actually. Okay, so somebody needs to learn more. Because I think you're doing it wrong, as they say on Mr. Mom. You're doing it wrong. 15 things school doesn't teach you. Here we go. How to sell, how to think, how to negotiate, how to face failure, how to manage time, how to invest money, principles of success, how to build a career, how to handle money, how to make an impact, how to start a business. Read the 20 Steps to Car Hauling on autotransportintel.com. The importance of travel, how to be a good partner, how to communicate well, how to read a financial statement. That's a pretty good list. Here's some more signage. Not the kind of signs you want to see. What is going on? Attention all truck drivers. No downtime parking permitted on GPI's lot. Motomart is 1 mile east. Is a truck stop. GPI's guidelines for PPE needs to be followed if entering the dock area. Alright. Well, that's a lot of signage. Okay, this is what we're talking about. I think it's a great picture. What else we got here? Being stuck in traffic don't really bother me. Cool. Thank goodness. Because it drives the heck out of me. I mean, it makes me crazy. I couldn't be a driver. It freaks me out how much I hate stupid traffic. I don't know. I got a loose O-ring. Okay. Davison, welcome back. Hello, how you doing? Oh, too long? Yeah. Hotshot Dave is here. I'm out. See you later. Okay. That's up. Cool, man. Okay. I'm reading your chat. You know, the chat thing is strange, isn't it? Like, you chat something, and then maybe it gets read, but like a lifetime later. It's funny. It's hilarious. That's why I try to keep it current, man. I'm trying. What if live chat was hooked up to a voice box, and it just shouted things out as it came in? That'd be pretty cool. I would try that. Okay, so somebody used a penny in a fuse box. Can you do that? I don't know. So what if the guy blew a trail? It's 2018. What he does in his free time isn't your business. That is hilarious. Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I think I saw a Facebook commercial. Well, it was on my DVR, so it wasn't, it wasn't looped into actual TV commercials, but still Facebook, well, no, maybe it was. Facebook has commercials now. Look what happens if, you get bad press, you do some commercials. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened there. I have no idea. Mom and dad's side of the family are truckers. Yeah, dude, it's all truckers, man. That's one of the interesting thing about this business is it's like being, of royalty in medieval times. Grandpa was a trucker, dad is a trucker, great-grandpa was a trucker. Before that, he drove a wagon. Before that, it was boats and horses and goats, whatever. I'm getting that 5-car enclosed hauler together. Look forward to... Oh, cool. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, send me an email. Or reconnect, rather. Do the enclosed car haulers like reliable carriers make more money than the ones that go to the dealership? Oh, interesting. Well, you know what? I think the best way to answer that would be to let an enclosed carrier answer that, because anything I say is going to be speculation. But I would actually love to talk to reliable carriers. I mean, they are a well-known, well-respected enclosed carrier outfit. So if anybody knows reliable carriers, send them a link to my show. Give them a nudge. I'd love to talk to them, and have them send me an email. That'd be awesome. Swift. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Swift. It's always Swift, man. But I talked with Steven Hars, and we had a great conversation. He's a really smart guy. It was cool. Check out his YouTube channel. Now, see, that's not Swift. That's Car Hauler. What's he doing in the grass? Taking out signage? I don't think there's any black ice. No collusion. Okay. All right, so there is a tractor in the back window. I guess he didn't strap it down well. But it's going to get there faster. Okay. Those are brake pads. That's bad. That's going to be real loud. That's going to be noisy. That is, you can keep your dishes. Although they're going to jingle jangle a lot, you're going to want plastic. That is a plug that doesn't look good. That ELD is not going to work well. I think that's going to be a DOT violation. So you don't want that. Let's see here. Are you shut down? Reason for delay, truck is slower. Oh man, that is hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh, there's a new video from Uber Driver 101 that just popped up on my... Yeah, he's cool, man. You gotta check out Uber Driver 101 videos. Very cool. When and where to drive that work in all markets. Yeah, he's cool. His videos are really interesting. Guy could be a car hauler. Number of times I think I don't care while people are talking to me is really getting out of hand. See, that's how I feel about traffic. Oh man, I saw a post today on Facebook, yeah, about double listed. Yeah, this is double listed city, folks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you don't want that. If you're a car shipping customer, you don't want multiple brokers. Don't do that, man. You will be hated, despised. It's not gonna, no, you don't want that, dude. Don't do that, man. One broker only. You need a good broker? Send me an email. autotransportintel@gmail.com. I will find you a good broker. I can do that. Unless you're like going from like Rhode Island to, I don't know. Somebody pick a city in the middle of nowhere. Please help me out. That's interesting. Can you do that? I guess. I don't know. Can you do that? I don't know. You shouldn't do that. Somebody hit this guy. Please don't do that. Dude, life is hard enough. I don't need a random damage at a truck stop, right? And I hate waiting on other people, especially when they have no concept of time or distance, 30 miles away. Yeah, this is where, if you're a car shipping customer, please coordinate with the driver. And if you're a driver, please call the customer so they can coordinate and not make you wait 74 miles or whatever. Rhode Island or Roswell, that would work. We could do that. We could say that. Oswego, Kansas. That's a good one, man. Oswego, Kansas. I'm probably not even saying it right. It's probably like, Oswego. Do you know any good car hauler fleets to join? If somebody can please answer that for me, because I'm not, that is not in my scope. That's outside the scope. Police must have been doing their lip sync challenge. Oh, yeah. They were doing their lip sync challenge. That's a good one, man. That is a good one. And you know what? I don't watch those videos. I don't know. There's a lot of videos to watch. I'm good with the lip sync. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't even watch, America's Got Talent or whatever. I'm good. That would be a pretty sweet Peterbilt if it wasn't damaged. Yeah. Oh, you are a new subscriber. Well, thanks, man. Thank you. I got a Peterbilt on the show tonight. You already saw that. It is now time, man. I gotta get to Dave. I don't have time for this, man. I'm already. Oh, dude, I'm over 5 minutes behind schedule. Come on, Dave. Let's see here. This show always goes long, and it bores Melissa, and we'll get to that. Sorry, Melissa. Sorry, I have a boring show. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, just putting the chickens up. I had to come outside before it gets completely dark. What you doing?
Putting the chickens up. Well, I already put the chickens up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good man. I got about 28. I got to get to a little hole. They're starting to go in there. I'm trying to train a new batch of chickens, man.
Wow.
Chickens are real stupid.
They are?
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty stupid. Lucky for them, they can lay eggs.
Oh, man, otherwise it'd be totally useless.
That's all right. What's really going on?
So why are we talking? I mean, other than we're friends and I like talking to you, but what?
Well, I was telling you a story about a company. Should I say the name or no?
Yeah. So don't tell me any company names.
Okay.
Even though I know it'd be great, it'd be payback. But leaving out names, tell me what happened. Yeah, this is a crazy story.
Well, there's this real nice guy that works with this company, and I thought they were top notch, right? They were sending me good paying loans.
And we're talking about a broker, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he was sending me good loans at good prices, just excellent. It's great to work with, but then it comes down for the money. Well, it was kind of late paying. I called him back in May. And I'm like, look, man, I need a little bit of money. Can you go and send me a check? Oh, yeah, we'll get it out Monday. And I talked to him several times. Well, I kind of forgot about it. And I got with my wife. I'm like, look, who owes us money, And there he is. But it turns out every little I hauled for him, he never paid me anything. So I called him, I was like, hey, this is Dave over here at Clarksville Trucking. I want my money. Oh, yeah, who sent that? I'm like, no. I said, I want my money now. And he's trying to feed me a line of stuff, I'm already past that now because now I'm pissed off. And anyhow, I said, no, I need my money today, right now. I want you to put the money in my account. He says, well, we can't do that. I said, well, look, you either give me my money or I'm going to call the dealership and tell them I want my money, and I'm going to charge them half of what you're paying me. Because that would throw him under the bus, something terrible,
Oh, man.
And anyhow, he says, well, do you bank with the bank? I'm like, yeah, sure. I got 3 of them. And anyhow, he says, well, what are they? And I told him the name of the banks, and he's like, well, he says, don't you bank with a major bank? What the hell is a major bank? They're major to me. They got my money. But anyway, he wanted me to bank with American Bank of America or Regions Bank or something like that, and I don't have that. So anyhow, he said he couldn't give me my money because he needed a major bank. Well, I filled out a carrier packet, and I pulled it out, and this carrier packet has my banking information, my routing number, and all this stuff. Well, finally, I ended up threatening to get my money, and that's kind of the gist of it without going into every line we talked about. But I did get my money, though.
What kind of threat did you make?
Say that again?
What kind of threat did you make?
I told him I'd come down there and whoop his ass. I told him, I said, I don't know who you think you're talking to. I said, but I know where you're at, and I don't mind coming down there. And I don't either. I would enjoy the shit out of that.
And I want to add this too, is that, I mean, you fulfilled your end of the deal. You did everything you said you'd do, and he made you take it this far, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
And I say it that way because, you know, I get a bad rap. I get comments. Sometimes I get thumbs down and comments and contacts that I'm hard on brokers. Well, gee, I wonder why.
Well, because I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. He talked to me like I was some kind of second-class citizen.
Well,
I'm like, look,
believe me.
I can't tell you what I told him. But I'm like, I don't know who you're talking to. I'm 52 years old. You know, I've already been there and done that. And now I want my damn money before I come kick your ass. And anyhow, I got my money.
That's
but
good.
It took a little bit of doing.
Yeah, well, I don't think that was in the contract, but, you know, why not?
No.
Well, I know
I thought they were great people. Maybe they'll straighten out and I'll work for them again. I don't know.
And I'm going to say that, too, is I know who this company is. I've talked to these folks, and I don't really understand why this... I thought they paid you. I thought everything was good. I don't understand why this happened.
Yeah, well, to talk to them on the phone, you would think they were like, man, these folks are great, you know?
We got a in the chat line. We got brokers or crooks. You know, and to be fair, because you know I try to be fair, is it's not all brokers, it's not all drivers, it's not all dispatchers, but there is a certain amount of every segment that seems to, well, you know, it's one bad apple and all that other stuff. But we do hear a lot of stories, and I guess for the new car hauler, what would you do if you're a new car hauler and you're in this position? You know, you're thinking you need ratings and all this stuff, and then this happens. You got any advice?
Well, there's no real advice to combat that. I mean, you know, you haul the load and you can't get your money because you haul the load. So you either do COD loads or put up with that. There's not a safe sale for that, really. You know?
You know, we got another comment. Peter Bilt says, I can't stand people who hate truckers, don't like trucks, and don't buy stuff. You know, that's another thing. Actually, when I was talking to somebody today, is I reminded them, because I'm reminded and I want to pass it on. That's part of the message of my show, is that it is true. I don't think people appreciate trucking enough. It seems like oftentimes we can come around as a society and appreciate what the military does or emergency personnel, but you don't hear it for trucking all the time. And without trucking, I mean, you don't have anything. You don't have any stuff.
No, it's very vital to our existence.
I mean, you see,
without trucking, things would be completely different.
And I mean, you see a bad storm or a catastrophic event, and man, everything's gone. It's amazing how fast it happens. So
in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it really is interesting, and so hopefully I can help spread the message of that too. So the last thing we want to talk about is, because I got to keep moving, but man, I love when we talk about this stuff, is this email, the Ready Logistics CarMax BOL requirements. Now, I got this email, I got it yesterday.
Yeah, I think I did too. That's interesting, though.
Well, it is, because I didn't process it.
I've never liked United Road at all. Never. And I haul a lot for United Road. You know that. You set it up.
Well,
and I haul a lot for them, but I hate dealing with them bastards. Because you can't never get them on the phone. You always get a short tail voicemail system. But yet they call me 12 times a day when I'm hauling stuff, updates. But why can't you answer my call?
In all fairness to you, Dave, because I know you're going to get some blowback from what you just said, because I know, because I know. Well, exactly. Blowback. I hope I get some blowback. Here's the deal, is that I actually talked to someone at United Road that actually agrees with what you just said. That's how bad it is. Like, the organization...
You beg them for your money. It takes 90 days to get paid.
You have to beg carrier compliance to help you. I've been grilled by the United Road carrier compliance. Like, I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to help the driver. I'm a dispatcher. You know, here's my ID and my photos and my family, and you know, yeah, dude. But no, I mean, the organization, I think, needs a lot of just remanagement, and it
They
reminds.
need to learn some customer service.
Well, you know what? It reminds me of DAS, and we know what happened to DAS.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost unmanageable. But having said that, because I like, there's a lot of United Road agents that I like, that I talk to. I look at their load boards. I consider them in the top 5 load boards. So I mean, I do have good things to say about them. But I want to say, this email, I didn't process it. What do we think this email says, Dave?
It tells me that United Road no longer has that concept.
And here's the thing is, I'm going to guess United Road still has CarMax contracts, okay? I'm just going to make that assumption until I know otherwise. But this email would imply that maybe it's not what it was. I don't know.
Well, I know that, like, bringing another entity in just complicates things for CarMax.
Well,
That just makes it harder.
There's also,
well, who carried that one? You know, which broker carried that?
and there's already a couple other companies. I know of at least one that moves CarMax cars, and it's not United Road. I don't think that United Road fully got the CarMax contract. And what's interesting is it was 2 years ago when I wrote a blog post about what's the deal with United Road and CarMax. Now, that was 2 years ago, and here we are 2 years later, and we're still kind of talking about it. I think that's really interesting.
Well, you know, I've hauled a lot of CarMax cars. You know that. And I've never hauled one for Ready Auto.
Oh, and no.
Cox Automotive.
Exactly. And that's what we're talking about. We have never booked a CarMax car through Ready Auto. So I guess...
Ever.
I know. I never have. We never have. Yeah, so here it comes. So here comes more changes. And it looks to me like Ready Auto is poised to make... We don't even know how many changes. I mean, they're already making Mannheim changes. Now you've got this. There's going to be something else probably soon.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting is I think 2019 is when some of the things that we thought might never change are suddenly changing. I think we're in for some... It is good. Yeah. It is. It's really good. The industry needs change. Because we've seen some players show up saying they're going to fix problems, and I don't think they really have. So we're ready for... And actually, that's why I like Ship.Cars. I think Ship.Cars is trying to follow through on a promise to help fix some of the problems. I don't know if they're going to be the end-all, be-all. And we also know that Metro is now a company called Assertus. So there's moves are happening. This is going to be really interesting what happens next. So
yeah, we'll just have to hide and watch.
Yeah, we are. So listen, man, you go get them chickens, and I'm going to keep on jibber jabbering. And not to mention that funny CarMax commercial campaign is on a lot. So CarMax is, I mean, permeating society as far as the go-to. You know, if you want a car, they're the ones to go to. So
yeah,
we're going to be.
One of the problems is a lot of people won't haul CarMax cars.
Oh man!
I'll be begging to move.
Oh, and I like booking CarMax cars because the locations usually have rather flexible hours. I don't want to hear any talk of appointments. There's no hair appointment, no dental appointment, and no CarMax appointment. I don't get it. We don't need to do that. All right, I'm not here to get my nails done. I'm dropping off a car.
That's right.
Okay. All right, man. Well, listen, man, thank you so much for joining the show tonight, and I will talk to you soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll be back on in a minute. I'm gonna get these chickens in this hut.
All right,
where the coons eat them.
Yeah, don't let that happen, man. That sounds like brokers and drivers.
It does. All right, brother.
Okay, man. You take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace. All right, so that is Dave Williams, and a man needs to get paid. All right, so what else? What did I miss here in the chat line? Let's go back to I am the switcher. Oh, brokers, yeah. Like that Peterbilt picture? Yeah, I like it too, man. I like it a lot. It's actually really funny is that I was going for a walk in the neighborhood, and I saw it. I started taking photos of it. I knew it had to be the cover of my show, And, you see a lot of trucks parked in neighborhoods and whatnot because, again, we're talking about real people that, they own their own business and, they run it out of their house. They live out of their truck and run their business out of their house, and they include their families, and it's, it's the American dream. All right, let's move on to Chris. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk to Chris of Pull Dog Transport and find out what he's up to. You're friends with a cattle hauler. There you go.
This Chris.
Hey, Chris, it's Jay at Auto Transport Intel.
Hey, how's it going, Jay?
Hey, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. How's everything going out your way?
Very good, very good. I got in some traveling at the beginning of this month, and that helps kind of rejuvenate the soul. Spend some time with family, and what are you doing? Where are you at?
Right now, I'm just pulling back into my hometown of Hotshot, Texas. Just finished making a run to Houston today, and coming back into town right now. I should be at the house in probably another 5 minutes or so. So it's been a good productive day.
All right. Now, do you need me to let you go and call you back, or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So, all right, so you're in Texas now. Do you run mostly locally? We haven't had a chance to talk much. I remember when you were, you showed up in the chat line in the show probably a few months ago.
Yes, sir.
And so, I mean, we don't even know each other, but I wanted to have you on the show. So
great, man. I really appreciate it, man. I really do.
That's awesome.
That's when I first started listening to your show, and I'm watching on YouTube. Is probably when I first started getting into everything, really kicking everything off. So I've been making runs for about 2 months now. So I'm still green and fresh in the game, and I'm still learning, but I'm having fun the whole way, though. I mean, I'm having a blast, and it's really interesting to see how everything's turning out, from one, coming from my expectations to begin with, and then two, seeing everything unfold, before my eyes and experiencing everything. It's a roller coaster ride, but it's great, man. I'm really enjoying it.
You feel alive, don't you?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's good to feel alive. I know. I do too.
Sure.
I do too. Doing this channel makes me feel alive. And we know sometimes we get in a rut, so it's nice to be out of a rut and into a new rut. So.
Yes, sir, I agree.
Okay, so all right, so 60 days in, and what's your car capacity?
Sorry, say that again.
What's your trailer capacity?
I'm running a 3-car hauler. I started out. I picked up it was a low trail, older model, 3-car hauler to start out with. I really didn't want to finance a trailer to begin with, so I decided to go ahead and just purchase one flat out for it was a pretty affordable price.
Cool.
And I started running that, 3-car hauler right off the bat. I ended up linking up with the dispatcher out of Houston, and I think that she was actually referred to me by one of your guys.
Awesome.
And to be honest with you, I hit the ground running. I mean, she has obviously been doing this for a while, and she got plenty of contacts. I know she's pulling from a handful of low boards. And so right off the bat, she had me running, going left and right, So
That's
I'm
great.
really thankful to come into it like that, come into it busy like that. That was great. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so I started out with that 3-car hauler, and I just recently upgraded to a Big Tex 2018 3-car hauler, which is a 51-footer compared to the 48-footer that I started out with.
Those extra feet really help, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure, most definitely. Especially
Yeah.
when it comes to hauling longer F-250s and things of that sort.
I was just gonna say, it's amazing how when you're faced with a bunch of trucks and vans, I mean, you're just dying for every foot. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, most definitely,
Mhm.
most definitely.
Cool. Okay, cool. So you've got a dispatcher. You're 60 days in ish. And now, do you run? How often do you run? I mean, are you every day?
Yeah, I'm pretty much about 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm running Monday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I try to use Sunday to rejuvenate, and get right back after it. But
Go-
I'm pretty much I'm running, a full run to Houston and back every single day.
Oh,
And
wow.
you know, I hit the ground running first thing in the morning, probably about 5:30 or so. Jump in. Usually I'm already loaded from the night prior coming back from Houston. And what I do is right off the bat, I go ahead and make my runs locally in the Austin area and get all of those dropped off. And then she usually has other loads ready for me to pick up and take to Houston immediately after. And
Wow.
so I'm usually on the road to Houston by about 10 o'clock, 10:30 or so.
You
And
and
then,
you and your dispatcher are working overtime. That's awesome.
yeah, she's great. She
She
really is.
she is good if she's keeping you. Now, did you say Austin and Houston? Is your hometown near Austin?
Yeah, well, I actually live in Hodo, which is a small town just north of Austin.
Oh, cool.
And, but so Austin is my local area.
That's awesome. I want to go to Austin. I hear Austin's awesome.
Oh man, it's great, man. It's a laid back city. It's
Yeah.
growing pretty quick. It has been in the past couple of years, but it's still got that small town feel to it. And I'm hoping to hold on to that for a little while longer.
Yes, that's super, man. That's awesome. Okay, so Austin to Houston, well, how many miles is that? Is that like 100?
No, it's probably about 150 miles
150?
from
Okay.
Austin to Houston.
Yeah, I mean, as a dispatcher, that is like constant, just booking and booking. But there's probably some repeat. You probably have some repeat customers, right? Something you probably get into grooves with either customers or locations. Is my guess.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm running a lot of vehicles out of Augusta and Austin, and a lot of vehicles out of IAA out in Dale, Texas, which is east of Austin.
Dale, yeah, I
And,
know that one.
doing a lot of deliveries to, you know, anything from individuals, you know, dropping them off at the front doors, to dealerships, to a lot of shipping companies I'm dropping off that are sending overseas.
That's right. And Houston also has, I mean, there's a lot of dealerships, but it's really spread out. I hear what Texas Hobby can be a bit tricky getting used to.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty much a regular spot for me as well. And you know, like you said, Houston's real spread out. I mean, you can start on one side of Houston, drive to the other for about an hour, hour and a half, and you're still in Houston. So one of the downfalls, one of the only things I really don't like too much about that aspect of it,
Okay.
is that all of the time, you know, when your loads are spread out amongst one another, you know, usually I'm lucky enough to get, you know, one pick, one drop, 3 vehicles, you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm not able to do that, you know, like I just said, my dispatch is working overtime on keeping me loaded. So sometimes all of those loads are taken up, and I got a slim pickings at that point. So what I'll do is I'll, you know, jump from West Houston, and I might have to jump over to Northeast Houston, and then, I mean, but when I do stuff like that, I'm making good payouts on these vehicles, but it just takes so much time dealing with the traffic.
That's right.
And everything else getting from one pickup to another.
Then you've got Conroe, which is north of Houston.
Yeah.
So you could probably end up there. I mean, you could end up as far east as Beaumont. So as a dispatcher, you really have to focus on, and gosh, you don't want to mix Galveston unless there's something really worth doing. Right. Yeah. So those are the challenges of when you do a shorter run somewhere in the U.S. You just have to really know your cities, and you probably talk to her constantly.
Oh yeah, we're on the phone with each other all the time, and I feel bad sometimes. You know, I'll give her a call on a Sunday afternoon. I really don't like doing that.
Yeah. But you have to.
Yeah, but sometimes I do have to, and she's great. She answers the phone. I mean, sometimes she calls me on a Sunday, and I don't mind that at all either. So
yeah, no.
It's about having that relationship with one another and that window of communication.
It's a real partnership. So that's interesting. I mean, when you match a dispatcher up with a driver, I mean, there has to be that camaraderie to keep it going. But when you find out you communicate well, it just makes the job just more rewarding, because now it feels like a business. It feels like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I mean, it almost, you almost create friendships, with the girl in the situation as well,
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. I know I have found aspects of dispatching very rewarding, and other aspects very irritating. So I assume that being a driver and an owner, as that's similar, and everything's like that. I mean, everything's a double-edged sword, but overall, yeah, when the reward is proper, it really it feels good and reminds you that you're happy what you're doing.
Yeah, most definitely. I saw one of those memes that you put up on your show not too long ago, and I really got a kick out of it. It says, two people you don't piss off, your wife and your dispatch.
Yeah. Oh man.
That one because they can both make your life go downhill real quick.
It is. It is funny. But and that's the ecosystem. You got the dispatcher, the driver, the broker, and the customer, and really, you want all four of those people. And I draw it like it's a parallelogram or whatever, but because it's not a square. Not everybody, but it's like an arc, actually. It's an arc, this relationship, and flowing from one end to the other. And it's interesting, the more I talk to customers, I used to talk to customers as a dispatcher because I needed to coordinate pickup or delivery. But now I'm talking to more customers because they're looking to ship a car. And, a car shipping customer really wants to find the right person and is willing to pay a little more, a percentage more, to get the right person. So it's
along the way, I've met a lot of great people as far as the delivery customers, and I've had a lot of people just from the demeanor that I have. I try to carry myself in a professional manner when it comes to delivering these vehicles. These people, they're trusting you with their vehicles. It's a lot of money that they've invested in these vehicles, and a lot of these people, they're asking me for my business card, and they're asking me if I'll go ahead and do, loads for them, on a personal basis,
right,
things like that, and like you said, it's all about creating those relationships, and for that simple fact that these guys are interested in doing stuff like that, it means a lot, and it kind of just, makes you realize, what you got going on when you're getting into this business. It's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of relationships being made.
So that's why I came up with it took me a little while to figure out what I think is the recipe of why trucking is the American dream. You have the potential to earn good income. Would you say that's true?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
All right. And you get to be your own boss?
Yes.
All right. And you get to create and live an American dream of creating a business, and it matches, your vision of what you want to do, and you can pass it on to your family or part of whatever you consider a legacy. That's a pretty wild component. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, I agree 100%. My son, he's 16 years old, and, during the summer, he's been on the road with me every opportunity he gets.
That's awesome.
That's one thing that me and him share with one another, is we both have a passion for vehicles. We love cars, both of us.
That takes me right into number 4. You love cars. That I think in car hauling, that is a really big piece of this. And maybe in freight, loving the truck itself, but you have that, and you have that bond, which ties into number 3, the American dream. So then I'm going to guess, you don't travel as far, but the lifestyle of driving and meeting real people, I'm assuming that is a big part of for you in trucking, that number 5 applies to you also.
Yeah, no, definitely. I love, one of the main things I love about it, not only the payout, not only the experience I get to share with my family, but, I get you get the feeling of whenever you pull up in your vehicles and the customers are waiting on you, you're the guy with the goods. So as soon as you show up, everybody's smiling, everybody's happy, and everybody's getting what they want, and you're the one that provides that to them, and it's just a good feeling. It's rewarding in itself.
Man, you know what? As you said, I'm a visual guy, I'm a media guy, and as you were saying that, I am just picturing, if I was a broker and I was trying to figure out what to do as a promotional video, yeah, I would show that. Instead of a broker, let's say a transport company, that'd be a great video, fade up, and there's everybody super excited to get their car, and it's coming off the car hauler, and it's in like high def 70 millimeter sound, and and there's explosions. I'm just kidding, but it would be amazing. It really is. It's kind of a 4th of July moment.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Really cool, man. Really cool. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stay on schedule if I can. I think I'm about 5 or 6 minutes behind because by the time I get to Hotshot Dave, he's going to wonder why I've got him up at 1 in the morning. Plus, we don't want to bore Melissa. So.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
All right, cool, man. Hey, I'm going to thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Yeah, me too, Jay. It was really great talking with you. I really appreciate the show. I mean, I love the show. Me and my wife, we watch it every Tuesday evening.
That's great.
And, keep up the good work, man. You're doing a great thing, man. We're going to follow you the entire way.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. You take care.
All right, you too, Jay.
All right, see you, man. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Awesome. So, proof. If you like the show, you can send me an email, or in the live chat, let me know. You can leave a comment below. You can put it in the live chat. You can send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com, and I can I'll bring you on the show. And I mean, it's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, obviously, but I mean, it's cool to talk about car hauling. We are educating people, and I've come to realize, I don't know, in the past few months that I think one of the real end goals of this show is to not only share information and help educate newcomers to trucking, but also really, and this to me, this is a big one, is to educate car shipping customers about how this really works, the way it really happens as far as, I mean, if you're a new car shipping customer and you call a broker and you want to get your car shipped, they're going to educate you. And they got to do a lot of education because there's so much to know. So if I can help short circuit that hour or two of education, you tune into the show, maybe I'll try and make some succinct videos about it or whatever, but I want to help people get their cars shipped at the right price with the right drivers so that they can get on with their lives and not feel like this is some messy, screwed up process. Believe me, I have talked to people that think that. I've had people say that to me. What is this? It's car hauling. This is car hauling. All right, cool. Let's go to, speaking of, let's go to Mark. And I also saw Sean is in the house. Ocean Roads Transport checking in from the steakhouse in Livingston. Awesome, man.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Mark?
Hey, Jay, what's happening?
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, for sure. And I enjoyed tuning into your show today. If for my audience that doesn't know, Mark was live today. Tell me more about what's going on with your show and you going live. Tell me something.
Oh, well, I just went live and I had some ideas, but people just had all kinds of questions, and so we went live and talked about basically everything trucking.
Oh man,
about 'em.
It was cool because I had never seen. How many live shows have you done so far?
3.
All right, cool. It's fun, right? It's really interesting.
It is. This one went way. I was planning on 30 minutes. We were an hour 45 minutes on that.
That's fantastic, and that's exactly what happens here. Like, I mean, I'm almost at an hour, and I feel like I've been going 5 minutes. It's cool.
Yeah, I had a technical difficulty, or I'd probably still be on it now.
Right, there you go. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think you got kicked off, or you were trying to do dual screens or something like that. And I don't want to get sidetracked, but the amount of information that you shared just on tractors alone, I was like, I mean, I felt like when you fill up a glass and now it's full and you keep pouring and there's more water coming. That was my mind as you were talking about. I mean, I couldn't handle all the information. It was crazy.
That's pretty good. Even I didn't know I had all that information.
That's the thing. It's so great. I mean, it's funny when you, and I'll tell you what, honestly, Mark, one of the first times I saw your channel, I knew that we could collaborate. There's something about your style that I think it really works with my style, and I think that we could probably keep this going for a really long time.
Yeah, let's do it right.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so much information out there, and stories, and people to help. So
YouTube doesn't limit your time. I think you should go 24/7.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Oh man, Wow, then we'll really bore people. It'll be a snooze fest. So let's talk about. I talked to Dave about specific, payment and a broker. Then I talked to Chris about. We were talking about, the feeling of being new in the car hauling industry and taking pride in the job. Why don't let's switch gears over to freight trucking and the American dream. I mean, what does the title of my show make you want to say?
Well, freight trucking that's usually how people get into, over the road driving, certainly, because all these companies allow you to get in at basically no cost. So it's a way in for just almost everybody walking around to get in and drive a truck and change their life.
Right. Right, and people feel that way, don't they? That they feel like they're embarking on a new adventure.
Well, yeah, most of them are. That's correct. That's for sure.
See, right, exactly. Well, right, you get what you ask for, right?
Yeah, be careful about that.
Yeah, exactly. You walk into the church and you just might get converted.
Yeah. One day you're at home, the next day you're across the country.
Yeah.
In the back of a parking lot.
Well, it's funny, and that's where, I really, when I was putting this show together, I realized there's so many people I could talk to, and there's like New Age Trucker. I want to talk to him at some point. But I don't know. You seem like you're in touch with, I don't know. Do you talk to a lot of truckers, or it's people that touch, that you talk to through your channel? I mean, you seem like you've got kind of a pulse on the community.
Well, I'm in touch with my inner trucker. That's it.
Yeah, right.
I've talked to truck drivers over the years, just over and over again. And at all these big truck shows and everything, I go to all those things, so I just hear from everybody.
Okay, I'm in that boat too. So let's go through my 5 things. Do you think that trucking has the ability to reward the trucker with a potentially good income? Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly. It brings people out of poverty into, a life of, not of riches, certainly, but, you can live your life, your whole life on it.
What kind of numbers? Could you throw out a range in freight hauling?
Yeah. Freight you're starting certainly in the 40s now.
Starting in the 40s, okay. And that's starting.
40 grand, certainly, and we're up to past 6 figures now.
Exactly. That's what I thought, too. Okay. So what does it take to get to 6 figures and beyond? Because that is the American dream, is to get beyond 6 figures. I mean, is there a pathway to this?
As a single driver, as a company single driver, you probably have to do something like fuel hauling, which they're advertising $90,000 in Indianapolis here by me, or teaming.
Okay.
Teaming is, so we're looking at, I'm seeing 70, 75 cents a mile, for company truck split. So 6,000 miles is, $2,100 a person. That's $100 grand.
Okay, and that is okay. So what's the workload look like for that? I mean, are you driving 6 days a week, 7 days a week? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you're doing 6 days plus. Teams are probably out a couple weeks.
Exactly, because they're just running. What's a schedule? So like California to Virginia. I mean, are you driving this? Because you're a team. What do you do?
2.5 days.
2.5 days.
2.5 days. Oh, yeah, right. You're
back and forth.
To get 6,000 miles, right, you're, in 6 days, 1,000 miles a day. So you're rolling it, but it depends. If you want to make the money, you got to do the thing you want to do.
Okay, so so you've got 2 days. You got 2.5 days in each direction, and that's what you have to do.
Right.
Right. Okay. So that'd be the freight hauling. Okay, so that would be the team. Now, what about like you're an owner operator? I don't know. What are other styles of freight hauling? Like, can you do you could do shorter runs. Can you still make good money if you run shorter runs? You can.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people become an owner operator. Whether you make money on that, a lot of it depends on your choice of equipment and that kind of thing, because the difference between 5 miles a gallon and 8 miles a gallon is huge at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big part of it, isn't it?
Can be a huge difference. You like the big truck, but then boy, you're not making any money. But you should look good doing it, though.
That's true. That's true.
You can turn all those lights on.
Weren't you talking about new trucks today?
Yeah, new trucks, right. New versus an older truck, buying a used truck.
That sounds hard to keep up with. Would you say that was one of the things I was thinking about? I mean, as I talk about this American dream, keeping up with the expenses of upgrading the cost, just the cost itself, fuel, maintenance, insurance. Would that be the biggest prohibitive hurdle to realize the American dream of trucking?
Well, it would worry me. The older the truck you get, it would worry me more because, your breakdowns are on you and they get really expensive.
And so, what do we do with those older trucks? I mean, because I've thought about this. I mean, where do the older trucks need to go? Can they? I mean,
they seem to go to the container yards. That's where I see them all.
Go to the container yards.
25-year-old trucks around.
Right.
That's who seems to pull them. I mean, but then the new truck, is a super lot of money.
Well, exactly. And I know, do you ever follow JBG Travels?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think he's got maybe some of the highest numbers, like subscribers and viewers. It's amazing how many people tune into his show, but it's a nice show where you're watching through his dash cam, and he's talking about where he's going. And as he was driving in, I think it was Illinois, and he was talking about how he just got a major maintenance completed on his truck, and I mean, I can't imagine how much it cost.
Exactly. When they do that on my truck, I just drive a different truck while they're doing that. No cost to me.
Wow.
Right. And so it depends, if you want to take the chance, then that's your thing. A lot of people love having their own truck, but that's the only way they would ever do it.
So isn't the cost what can end the dream of trucking, right? You could get one.
If you go in and you don't have any money and your truck breaks down, you're undercapitalized, I guess would be the college word, right? Then you're finished, I guess.
That would be the major downside. It's really interesting how, and that's why, right? We're always fighting to. The thing is, I don't know. Maybe you don't have to fight for your rates as much as maybe like a car hauler does, right?
Oh yeah, there's still a lot of that. The people, the bills say 41,000, right? You go scale it, you're 83,000 gross on it. Oh, we didn't have any idea, right? Yeah, baloney, right?
That's interesting. Exactly, it's that weight. It's that hidden weight that I guess that seems to be one of your biggest pitfalls. Like I know Dispatch Garage, Roman at Dispatch Garage, he was talking about how he's always having to suss out the real weight instead of just relying on what somebody says.
Yes, because they always put less on there.
And it's interesting that on broker load boards, they don't post the actual rate. They don't post a rate on many load boards. That you'd have to call to find out what they'll pay?
Yeah, because maybe you would only take the ones that were lighter so you could get better mileage, and so you'd make more money that way.
And I realize it's a standard. I've always had this problem of questioning everything. And I think that, when I hear that, what if you walked into a store and there was no price tags on anything? Wouldn't you think that was weird?
Yeah, that'd be very unusual.
I mean, but that's what's happening on a freight load boards. Isn't that weird? Is it me?
They want you to call. They want to get you on the phone so they can upsell you on it. Basically.
Right, and that's an interesting response. And I've also been told that there's a broker in car hauling that likes to say they'll post a car like Orlando, actual pickup, Little Rock. And I've said to him, why would you post that? It's not in Orlando, it's in Little Rock. Well, we just want people to, we're trying to put our loads in front of people. Well, okay, but isn't that fraudulent advertising? I mean, where's the, right?
I don't even know how it would help him.
That's exactly right. How does it even help? Well, it gets people to call us. Okay, well, I'm on the phone now, and now I'm really mad because you just wasted my time. So I guess,
and then he gets hung up on. So how does that help?
So I guess as an outsider that knows, nothing about booking freight loads, I'm thinking, what if some company came along and decided to go ahead and post the price? Wouldn't they be viewed as, I don't know, a little more helpful?
It would. They might get grief from all the other people not putting it on there.
Oh, well, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Oh, peer
Yeah,
pressure.
that's
Oh,
true.
poor peer pressure. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. I mean,
It works.
It does work, doesn't it? All right, so we went through the 5 things of the American dream, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm trying to keep it moving. I think we're doing pretty good. Was there anything we were going to talk about that we didn't talk about? It seemed like there was something. No?
You said we're going to just talk about stuff on the show. That's what you said.
Yeah, I know. But didn't I? I don't know. I mean, I brought up your show earlier. Tell me, why don't you, before I let you go, tell me something about Trucking Answers. What are you doing next? What's happening next on your channel?
Well, we're going to go live again this week. Probably either tomorrow or Thursday. We're going to be back for another live extravaganza. So that should be great.
Awesome. Okay. Well, listen.
There'll be fireworks and possibly circus acts. I'm not sure.
Oh, excellent. Hey, do you have a Facebook page also?
Yes.
All right.
Of
Well,
course, at Trucking Answers.
at Trucking Answers. What we should do is we could try and do some like cross promotion here and there on Facebook, as well as
I don't get a
YouTube.
lot of traction on it, but sure. I'm in.
But you know what's
I have all this, so that people can get a hold of me wherever they are.
okay? How do people get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Well, they can get a hold of me through the YouTube channel, on Facebook, on Instagram at Trucking Answers, or Twitter at Trucking Answers.
Okay.
They can email me, barbell1223@gmail.com. I'm just all over the place.
Why don't you do this?
They can stop me at a truck stop and say hello.
Hey, what's going on? Don't do that. Why don't you do this?
Yeah, sure, I'll say hello to everybody.
Put your email address in the live chat for me, okay?
Sure.
Because it's a tough one. If I say it, is it a B? Is it a D? Is it a G?
I know, I gotta change it.
Yeah, you gotta get truckinganswers@gmail.com or whatever it is.
I know, I gotta get a whole customized one.
Put it on the list, right? I actually have I keep a list of all the things I need to do, and yeah, it's irritating. But it's good. It's a good thing. It's a good, as I like to say, it's a good problem to have. There are good problems to have.
Sure.
Yeah, man. So, well, listen, man, thanks for coming on the show tonight. I appreciate it, and thank you for all of the trucking answers that you give.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for teaching me about this auto transport. It's super fascinating.
Yeah, it
really
really
is.
it is. Well, and that's what's cool. We can keep it going because I find some of the freight information to be really interesting too.
All right, well, thanks for having me
Cool,
again,
man.
Jay. I appreciate it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Keep in touch.
Thank you.
All right, see you, dude.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, man. Okay, so we're still going. Hey, what's up, Victor? Let's see what else we got. Driving every 10 hours. Quick Trans Inc. Man, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. Kevin, I was looking at insurance as a newcomer to this line of work. I was told new guys with 3 to 4 car haulers could be as much as $18,000 a year with 25% down. Yeah, that's actually, there are some tough insurance rates out there. ArmandoInsurance.com. Armando came on the show. He's in California. That was a couple months ago. You could check that out. I think it was a show called Trailers and Insurance, if that can help you at all. But yeah, let me know how that goes on your search, because I know, man, insurance is a biggie. That's a really big gulp. I think there's an ethical line on how brokers or dispatchers post loads. Sometimes we'll post a vehicle en route. I mean, yeah, we all have techniques of how we get business done. But posting a car in Orlando, actual pickup Little Rock, is not within the scope of reason. It's just not. For example, poster from Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, or California, Florida that picks up out of Palm Desert, but posts on the skirts of LA, but along I-10. That's reasonable. And you use the reference ID for information, etc. Yeah, totally, man. Victor, we're totally on the same page. Victor, I can't wait to have you on the show. Living the dream. Keep on. I'm sorting new orders while watching and listening. That's great. In fact, anybody that is currently working and being productive and multitasking, listening to the show, etc., I thank you for doing that. Absolutely. I give it out. But because the thing is, I'll try and watch YouTube videos. I do this all the time. I'm watching something, I start working. About a minute later, I got to hit pause or mute because I'm trying to think about something. So if you have to hit pause or mute, no harm done. All right, thanks for the insurance info. That's cool, man. Awesome. All right, let's move on to. Oh, I left Mark's graphic up there. You really should check out Trucking Answers on YouTube. Mark's a real cool guy. Tons of information. I think I said today he's an information fountain, which is pretty cool. All right, okay, guys, here it is. You literally cannot talk about a car hauling American dream without mentioning Serge the car hauler.
How's it going,
Hey, what's up, Serge? I was just talking about you.
Yeah.
And I'm only.
It's got a little delay. I was waiting.
That's cool. And I'm only 15 minutes late. Actually, 13 minutes late. That's not bad.
Huh? I've been waiting.
So, all right. So, you're where are you right now? You're at a restaurant?
Yeah, I'm at a cafe. Is it loud? I'm at the Creeps Cafe. Come here. All the comrades show up right now.
It's okay.
Serge and the Russians here. The Creeps Cafe in West Springfield, Massachusetts. They got room for your wrist to stretch out around the corner, and you can get yourself a little Eastern European waitress. Get her Instagram, and then you message her after work.
Springfield, Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, I know. Dan's listening. He's probably laughing right now.
You always
Yeah.
make people laugh.
You're a terrible dispatcher, man.
Hey, what's the name of the restaurant? What is it?
It's called Creep. C-R-E-E-P.
Creep?
Creep Cafe. C-R-E. I don't even know, man, how to spell it.
Crepes Tea? C-R-E.
R-E-P-E-S.
Oh, it is Crepes Tea House. Okay.
Yeah, yep, that's where I'm at. I don't know, just a lot of Soviet Russians here. They got the Russian store nearby. You can get yourself food for the road.
You know what's cool? When I was in Los Angeles, there were a lot of locations where suddenly you're next to an Indian market or a Jewish deli or a Middle Eastern, kebab house. I loved that. Everywhere you turned, you could get another international flavor, and so you're making me think of that. So that's really cool. So
yeah, actually, the food is pretty edible. Yes, it's just I've had everything on the menu today. I'm having what's it called? Tuna burgers with some buckwheat and some Russian-style salad, cucumber, tomato salad with a lot of spinach because I'm Popeye.
Sounds great. I love fresh spinach right out of the bag, right in the mouth. Seriously.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so good.
If you want to really make the girls not like you, ask them for a full picture of the green power shots.
Oh, the green power shots.
You gotta make sure. Yeah, they make these like vegetable power shots.
I bet they go right through you.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're near the Connecticut River. Okay, so there's Italian, there's an Indian Palace, Taste of Lebanon. Looks like a cool spot, man.
Yeah.
On Main Street.
Whoever's in the area, come by.
Yeah. So that's where Serge is.
Yeah.
Serge.
My truck yard is like a couple blocks away, so.
Oh, is that right? Your truck yard is a couple blocks away. Very cool.
Yeah, so I'm here a lot.
I'll bet. So now, I saw a video of you today. You had what did you have? You had what was that, Winnebago or that RV?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
my dispatcher Dan. But I don't know what you do with car hauling. You make some money, and then you buy stuff at the repairable auction to fix up and resell. So
Okay.
that's how the Soviet comrades do it. And then you switch to real estate. So
you.
yeah, well, a friend of mine bought that with you guys. I don't know. Pretty cool deal, huh?
Well, yeah. Okay, so you don't own that, right? You're just driving.
I just drove it home from the auction.
Oh, okay.
I might buy it. I don't know.
I'm telling you, the way when you were in that thing and the way you were talking, I thought you had I thought maybe you were kicking off a new show. You know what I'm saying?
We could make a new show.
Dude, I seriously was thinking, oh my gosh, this is the beginning of Serge the Car Hauler, like, gone wild. I don't know.
Yeah, we could travel around and troll everyone.
Serge gone wild. Yeah,
Anyways, yeah.
It's pretty cool. So I'm going to let this video play while we're talking. Okay, so listen, Serge, well, I'm going to hit pause because your channel, what's your channel called, Serge?
You cut out there. Are you still there?
I'm still here. Your channel is called what?
Serge the Car Hauler.
And what does it say on the masthead of your channel?
An American Dream.
That's right. You're darn right. So, Serge, why does it say that on your site? What are you talking about? What are you trying
to... American Dream?
Yes.
I guess we're all chasing the American Dream one way or another. I guess I just bought into the idea of the American enterprise system. And, Zig Ziglar talks about it. So, yeah, go for it in whatever you do. Someone tied a string to the front axle of a toy car and handed me the other end of the shoelace at the age of 3, and that's when I became Serge the Car Hauler, dragging the car on the string. So, and I think a lot of us have the same childhood, just spending time around cars, with Dad and stuff. So, yeah. I just wanted to touch other people's Ferraris. So I used to valet park, and I kind of went into enclosed auto transport because I just want to touch someone else's Ferrari. You know what I mean? In a good way.
Well, that's the thing. No, you seem to have actually, one might say there's a horse whisperer. I think you have that with automobiles. I'm not kidding.
Because every car I get in, even though it's exotic, I drive it like I know everything about it.
In fact, I think I might be onto something. You're a car whisperer. I really believe that. I hadn't thought through it but yeah, you do. Every time you sit in a car, yeah, it's like.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, how should I say it? Not too many guys out there. You see them holding the camera in one hand and driving the car up the ramp.
Exactly. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, and not afraid of you falling off or something. I guess I've done it so many times. I'm just kind of not even thinking about it. But
exactly.
Don't try it on your first trip.
No doubt. No doubt. If somebody tried to recreate what you create with your videos, I don't think it would go well. Don't try this in your car.
Yeah, so a lot of new guys out there, huh?
Dude, so many. Oh my gosh.
Insurance is a big thing. I've been some of my private messages. Everyone, 23,000, 30,000, 40,000 for insurance. Crazy. On 3-car wedges. I don't know how you guys get started out there. That's really tough. No,
seriously, insurance is out of hand. I mean, it really is. But I've also heard drivers say that they were able to find reasonable insurance. But again, I think Paul doesn't count because he's been around, but he got a on his renegotiation, whatever, got a good deal. But yeah, as a new car hauler, insurance, man, is I mean, it's very daunting.
Oh, you're showing the RV. I see it. That's crazy.
Oh, great! Now I got a Missouri political ad. Okay, let's go back to the car. Okay. Sorry, don't know anything about Holly. Okay, back to the RV. Yeah, no, this is really interesting video. And you know what I find really appealing is watching whoever was your we'll come back to that. That's 10 minutes.
My buddy driving with me, holding the door.
Your comrade, like the way he just pulls out the sensor window right here. Like, I've watched, I don't know who's doing this stuff, but I like watching mechanics just like, oh yeah, of course I can pull the carburetor out and spin it around and put it back in. Like, it's cool. I like that. It's almost like, it's like magic. It's like vehicle magic. I don't know.
Oh, that was that's Nikolai. Yeah, showing the gauges. Cause half my lights are burned out on my dash, and I was like, how do you change the dash light? He just showed me.
Or like the guy, when you were with the RV and you guys were talking about the batteries, and he didn't want to say for sure which battery was which, but he almost talked legally, like, well, I don't want to tell you, but yeah, I think so, and just the ins and outs of the mechanics. I tell my boys, I really want them to know how working around cars, not to be afraid of it. You right? You know what I mean? Because you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid of machines. So and I put that number 4, loving vehicles in the trucking American dream. Truckers are not afraid of machines. And that's a really good thing. We can't all be afraid of machines. Robots, maybe. So, all right. So I'm gonna go through the 5 things with you real quick. Serge, do you think that there's a potential to make good money in car hauling and trucking?
There is. Some guys lose money. Some guys make money. There's opportunity in everything.
How do you avoid losing it all? Is there any way to do that? Is there any way to avoid it?
You lose some in the beginning, and then you know how to make it.
Yeah. You have to get prepared for some loss in the early days.
Just stick with it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Stick with it, and then, I went through a quarter life crisis, and that set me back pretty bad personally, So, but now I'm doing reasonable.
That's good.
And just buying some toys every now and then to fix up and resell, and that's and my dispatcher and I, when we're not talking about loads, we're talking about stock sticker symbols that we're checking out. So, yeah.
Okay.
Do that. Follow the rules of like Dave Ramsey or investing as much as you can into something else, so you can have the freedom to get out of it. Trucking kind of sucks you in, and then you kind of get trapped in it. That's the guys that kind of get themselves in a lot of debt and a lot of payments. And if you're in that situation, or if you become in that situation, just learn to fail fast and cut your losses and start over, and then you'll succeed. And buy yourself some things you can invest in. Buy, whether it's repairable cars and then switch to houses.
And that's part of...
some guys use it as a stepping stone like that,
Well, and I was just say that's part of where, for you, your American dream, part of it is living like, almost like a travel vlogger. I mean, you're into that. That's part of who you are, right?
Yeah, I look for a boat ramp to leave the truck and go to the beach.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You spend a lot of time at the water, and you're because of the way you've worked hard and put in the time. I mean, you're able to do that somewhat, aren't you?
Yeah, so I guess I mix business with pleasure. You know, there are guys that just run hard, and then they take a vacation. But I'm kind of always trying to be on vacation, so
That's right.
my style.
And that's why I talk about exactly the lifestyle. I mean, being a trucker, it is a pretty good gig as far as just living the lifestyle that represents who you are. You don't put on a suit and show up somewhere 8 to 5 and pretend to be somebody else. And
Yeah, I've gotten some messages from haters, guys that really really didn't like me.
Yeah, well,
after a while,
we all have haters.
They said, Serge, I really respect the hard work you do. I see how hard it is. I watch your YouTube, and I am kind of jealous at how you get to see all these new and different places all over the country.
Oh, so, dude.
So I was like, wow, coming from a hater, that's pretty cool,
Yeah, man. Totally. You know what?
Hello to you.
Hello to the haters.
You might be watching.
Well, that's why, I mean, anyway, I'm not going to go on about trolls and haters, but it is an interesting thing. Love and hate are very close to each other.
So, yeah. My advice to everyone is to set a goal. And I guess I promote how should I say? I'm not yet promoting what I think is what the car hauler industry needs. I guess I want to connect with people. I want everyone to friend me on Facebook and Instagram. Serge the car hauler. I think we do need to team up, and I think there's power in teaming up. And as far as building a enterprise, and one that we can all be a part of. So I'm working on some ideas with that.
Well,
and it's stuff you and I talk about off air, but
exactly.
We'll be promoting it sometime in the future. We need to team up. It's uncalled for how all the brokers, how should I say, not all the brokers, but there's a couple out there that owe money and never pay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to have a blacklist.
And there's and there is actually there are some I know of at least one Facebook group dedicated to that cause, and over time it's harder to run that game. There'll always be. I mean, there's always going to be hackers or thieves or whatever. That's always going to exist. But I do think that car hauling and trucking is ahead of car hauling on this, I think. But we are in for some changes. And listen, man, when I see your channel, when I first heard about your channel, I was still way back in the old dispatching rut. That's how far ahead on this game you are. But in the 1 year that I've had this channel, I've already seen a lot of change, and now I'm not just seeing it. Now I'm a part of it. And that, I mean, we're going to be bringing information to the people. This is happening. It's pretty cool.
Maybe we'll have a real, what should I say?
We might have
the car hauling industry, the trucking industry.
Right, a real channel. I'm with you.
A real enterprise.
We might.
On the stock exchange.
Yeah, well, that too, exactly. Real financials, real infrastructure. I mean, yeah, and that's what's fun for me. I think of myself as an old school media student. I mean, I've had I have media classes I took 25 years ago, and I still think about that stuff. And at that point, we were studying print magazines, corporations like Hearst, I mean, it's the same stuff. It's just the media changes. And I'm right there, man. I'm ready. Let's do this thing. So it's great.
Yeah, if Copart can, I don't know if you knew, Copart's on the S&P 500 now since the 5th.
I did not know Copart was on. That's awesome, dude.
Most people don't even know Copart's on the stock exchange.
Well, there's
CRT. So if they can do it, I think Car Holland should be out there too.
Well, and with the way social media has just really pushed into people's lives and work in a way that wasn't foreseen. I mean, Facebook's gone way farther than was originally intended or imagined, and it's just going to keep going. There's so many ways to consume media and information because of all of the devices that we have around us all the time. And actually, we need better ways to consume media that don't either cost time or create potential problems. I'm totally interested in all of those solutions.
Let's do it.
This is gonna be awesome, man. We're already doing it right now, so that would explain why I'm losing viewers. Oh man, media is so fun. I lost a viewer just for saying that. Melissa got bored again. All right.
We should start a new channel. Keep Melissa happy.
Yeah, keep Melissa happy, dude. No, that's not. It's not a channel. It's a show.
No, it's good. I've been trying to have lunch with them for like 7 years. I don't know.
Well,
finally, day after Independence Day, I was in Fort Lauderdale. I just shot her a text.
I don't even know.
See, I'm in town.
I don't even know who we're talking about, but Paul said her
right
name
now.
before.
Paul said what?
Paul said that. I don't even know who we're talking about, but Paul said that she said my show was boring, and I thought that was hilarious. Because I mean, it's long-winded. I'll give you that. I don't know if
It
it's
is a boring show.
It is,
No,
dude.
but-
It
What
sucks.
should I say? This is the humble beginning.
Oh man, this show sucks. Oh man, I didn't lose a viewer for saying that, but I will since I said that. So listen, man, I'm gonna let you go. I'm running behind. I gotta call my next caller. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I mean, you are, man, you're Serge the car hauler, living the American dream. You're a legend, dude.
Thanks for noticing, man.
Man, it's awesome. Thanks
All right.
thanks for coming on my show.
Yep. See you on the internet.
All right, man. You take care. I'll talk to you soon. All right, see you. Bye. All right. Okay. I knew this was going to be a long show. So, but that's what's cool, man. I mean, people are driving. They're loading cars. They're carpooling. All the salvage yard administrators are counting sheep. And you've got brokers staying up late, typing in information, trying to figure out how to get that customer off a ledge. You've got dispatchers freaking out because there's no good loads, and that car's not really picking up in Orlando, it's picking up in Little Rock. What are we going to do? Or, man, we only have a 48-foot trailer, and we really need Chris's 51-foot trailer if we're going to fit that long bed. Man, I wish we could get that long bed. Oh, man, I shouldn't have booked that Sprinter van. Or you've got a car shipping customer that's catching a flight in 20 minutes, and they're freaking out because they can't get the driver on the phone, and the broker took the deposit, and they're off to Thailand or somewhere, and they're never going to be found again. And you've got insurance agents that wish that the driver hadn't smashed all into the, highway barriers, and trailer manufacturers that are thinking of better ways to create hydraulics, car manufacturers, private car dealers, mobile car buying apps. Oh man, it's unbelievable. I'm all about the long show. Awesome, man. Thank goodness. Well, that would explain why I have one viewer. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go to And I'm so behind on editing. Oh, man. Whew. Man, I'm behind on editing. Maybe if I didn't make such long shows, I'd have more time to edit.
Hello, this is Paul.
Hey, what's up, Paul? How you doing?
Hey, Jay. Good to hear from you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I just sent a text while the phone was ringing. That's how technology works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Nice.
Yeah.
See my picture. Damn, hopefully that's a good one.
I do. I like that picture. You're a Tampa Bay fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love baseball. And Royals. I know you're from Kansas City.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Kansas City likes the Royals when they win.
Right. It's a good sports town.
When they win. No, actually, Kansas City is a great sports town. The Chiefs fans have a lot of patience and passion. Poor Chiefs. Because even when the Chiefs make it to the playoffs, they just kind of go away quickly.
Now, do you do the bag of burgers at the hamburger joint down the street from Kauffman Stadium? Do you know that deal?
No, I don't know anything about it. What's Bag of Burgers?
Well, I mean, I've hung out with some locals there, and I've been to Kauffman, and they took me down there about a mile from the stadium. There's a little burger joint. They go down there and get a bag of burgers and take it down to the stadium. That's like their tradition.
Homemade malts and see-through bag of fries. Kansas City bag. I don't know what that is, man. I'm not in the loop on this. Oh, bag of burgers. Oh. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna click on this, but I don't think it's Brahms. Brahms is actually now Brahms is an ice cream shop that sells burgers, but they're more like Oklahoma, Texas. Man, I love Brahms burgers. But that's not what you're talking about. Yeah, man. I got to find out what that is all about, dude. I really do. I need to get in the loop. I'm out of the loop.
I think food's a part of car hauling, so.
Food is a part of car. That's what. Well, you know what? There's a Facebook group dedicated to eating on the road, and man, it's pretty popular.
Hey, there you go, bag of burgers.
And it makes me hungry. So Paul.
Yeah.
Why would I say that trucking is part of the American dream? Do you think I'm right about that?
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, it can be. It's like wrestling a bull, you know. It can be a big reward, or you could come out a loser, get kicked out.
But that's actually wrestling a bull is a good example, and I think harnesses the whole concept of, cowboy, American cowboys, right? Steel horse?
Well, I mean, the real answer, though, to me is like, it's a $670 billion a year industry. Not trucking as a whole, not just car hauling. Obviously, it's a niche market, but like you always talk about, it's got, a little better margins. Freight's kind of high right now, though. I mean, freight's a really good option currently.
Well, I think freight rates went up more than car hauling rates. I mean, they're sister industries.
Right. Well, it's a different game, though. Car hauling is
right.
Such a different game because it's the liability.
Right. Well, right, and I was gonna say, it's that freight.
You got to be good at it. You can not just picking things up in a box and taking them somewhere.
Oh, now you just started the turf war, by throwing down, bumping docks, and it's easy. I'm kidding, but it is.
These guys are used to that, though.
I know. Well,
I'll back in next to them at the truck stop, and they'll see my pickup truck, my little enclosed trailer. I don't care what they think. I got my authorities, and we're all gonna park there,
Do they throw a bag of burgers at you and call you,
I wish.
Right. That's interesting you said that. And because I've thought about that at times. At the truck stops, I mean, you see freight haulers constantly.
Oh, yeah.
And,
it's like another world. It's like another part of the United States inside the U.S. that moves around, from truck stop to truck stop, really.
Can you share, for people that don't know I don't know. I mean, most of the people here work in trucking, but I know some people watch the show later. Oh, High Boy Burgers. Oh, High Boy Burgers? Oh, I didn't know that.
Might be. It's like a mile down the road.
Oh, okay. Kimberly's heard of that. I've never heard of
little
that.
place, nothing fancy.
High Boy. Oh, interesting. That's a pretty good idea. Just like I was in St. Louis, you're talking about food. I was in St. Louis and we were seeing White Castles. I'm so tempted just to pull over into White Castle just to see their little burgers.
Right.
Right? I mean, who cares? It's just a burger. But it's White Castle. You know, it's in a Beastie Boys song and, you know, right? It's amazing how branding has that magic.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm dispatching now. I'm out of the truck. I've already driven like 85,000 miles this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did 85,000 miles in 6 months and over 100 loads. I'm at the house dispatching.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So, like, I know what I'm capable of doing on an E-log during the day. You know, and but what I'm trying to get out of my truck as far as mileage, the ability to get cars and vehicles on and off my truck and keep moving.
Okay.
And now I'm trying to dispatch people in other trucks, and obviously everybody's different. And you're more used to dealing with other people. You know, I'm just used to managing what I can do,
Right.
not what others can do. And so, like, I'm wondering, like, what do you think a typical driver can accomplish in a day? Because that's really what, if you want to talk about how to make money in trucking, you know, we're really talking about getting loaded at, let's say, $2 a mile to keep math simple. And then how many miles a day do you think the average person's looking to accomplish? And that's really where the money's at.
All right. So I'll tell you some of the assumptions that I have based on, you know, I take the collective of drivers I've worked with and then some of the assumptions I've drawn. And, for example, a 3 or 4 car, unfortunately, in many cases, makes similar money. $5,000 a week is like a goal, a gross. If you are a 3 or 4 car, you should be trying to make $5,000 a week.
Right.
In
Yeah,
that,
like $1,000 a day.
really, yeah, break it down to 1,000 a day. That's a gross goal, and it's not a guarantee, and it isn't going to happen in December. I can assure you that. And then someone's going to disagree, and you can put that down in the comments. You know, so you start with the gross, and then you say, okay, to do that, you're gonna have to be gone Monday through Saturday to do that. You know, or at least have that ability to do that. And you're probably gonna have to drive at least 1,000 miles from the house. So when I start thinking of it that way, I mean, you know, you've got totally full days. And when you add an ELD, it starts to make what I just said a problem. Because I think ELD makes that 5,000 a week goal constantly running less practical. It's almost like, I think...
Well, yeah, it's more mechanical and monotonous and, like, forced into a schedule. But, I mean, it's totally possible.
It's possible, but I think, honestly, and this is where, like, it's really interesting. The ELD, I didn't know that ELD would be kind of like right-wing, left-wing, political, like, polarizing views. But, of course, it is, because everything is.
Right.
I thought we would all agree that ELD sucks, but there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, I love it. It's great. You know, all day long, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid and I'm having a party.
Well,
You know,
it helps.
and I don't understand that.
Because it put my goals into something tangible.
And Serge Serge just said he makes $1,500 a day on ELD. However,
He's got a humongous truck, though. I mean,
and he's hauling.
We're talking a couple, 3-car open here, not 8 cars.
That's right. And he's hauling enclosed. I mean, in the part of the country that usually pays more too. So that's another
If I had
problem.
an 8-car enclosed, I would be trying to make 2,500 a day.
I want to say this is that I get reminded of this because I forget. You know, and this is the tunnel vision I was talking about before. You never want to see. You can barely see me now. So the tunnel vision is we forget. Oh yeah, okay. There's different parts of the country that have different rates per mile, and so if you're in the Northeast with a 9-car and you like never stop, oh yeah, your numbers are going to be way different from what I just said. But if you're in the Midwest and you are really laser focused and you're doing a 3-car, $5,000 a week, I think is going to be kind of your max. And you're probably not going to be able to make that much every week, and you're probably going to have some hefty maintenance expenses here and there. Because if you're a 3-car hauler in the Midwest in 2018, grossing $5,000 a week, you're going to either start blowing some tires or whatever. I mean, you're going to end up with a maintenance bill. You're going to, just because when you run the truck that hard, that's what I've seen as a dispatcher. Do you agree with what I said?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm not saying I'm special or anything, but I just ran 85,000 miles pulling a trailer, and I didn't deal with that, but I made sure my truck's ready to hit the road, and then I keep an eye on it, and I don't run it 6 hours at a time. I stop and I let the tires cool off, but I don't waste a lot of time.
Ooh, see, as I'm a visual media guy, I just saw a video of you. The camera's on a tripod, fade up, and you're just sitting there letting your tires cool. That's it. That's all that's happening.
No, but I mean, I stop enough. Like, I stop to urinate, for instance. I don't in a bottle and keep driving down the road.
I saw a video, not a video, but I saw like a pictogram, like those in-flight pictures where the guy's like, hugging the flotation cushion. And there was a picture, I guess, you can buy outfits so you can just keep driving and going to the bathroom.
Some people do that.
Some people do that, don't they? I don't think.
NASCAR, they might like NASCAR suits or something.
Right, NASCAR suits. It's like that lady that drove several states in her astronaut gear. Anyways, it sure is.
But if you get moving though, if you get moving and you have the on-duty clock, you got like 3 hours there to work with, and and you go off-duty enough. Like, there's enough hours in the day to run reasonably like 500, 600 miles, and if you're working hard at it, like 700, right?
That's and that's what I'm getting at is with your ELD. I'm not making this up, man. The drivers I work with tell me, oh man, my ELD's gonna run out, and we didn't, I know we were doing logbooks before, but it just didn't seem to be the same amount of problem. And I get that. I'm telling you, if I had to wake up in the morning and take notes as soon as I woke up and make sure I drew the line in the right column, and then I go do the dishes, and then I make breakfast, and then I get in my car, and then, I changed my mind, and now I'm going to mow the lawn. Wait, I'm not going to mow the lawn. I'm going to mow the lawn. I mean, it's crazy. I don't get it. You know how hard it is to keep a diary? You ever keep a diary? Anybody out there still keep a diary? No. You know why nobody keeps a diary? It's too hard to keep up with.
Right.
Diary ELD. There you go. See?
All
right. I don't know either. I don't know how.
Like I said, I run an insane amount of miles on ELD. I've never had a problem with it.
It's amazing. Well, that's because you're special.
No. Maybe because my trailer's small or something, it helps. But
so
I think everybody. It's like being running a race. Everybody manages.
What's up, Anthony?
Different, and it just puts it into a different ballpark. You can't just do your hours the way you want, like you used to. Now you're in a system. So
I know, and things always change, and so. But like I said before, I like to try and at least raise questions. If I see something questionable, I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm gonna ask a question. I've always been that kid in the classroom, and somebody's in the front like, oh my God, he's got another question. Ah, that's me.
Really, what I was trying to figure out, it's like, what do you expect? Like, let's say you get a driver loaded in San Diego and you send them to Atlanta, Georgia with no stops.
Okay, but
How
that's
far would you think your typical driver is going to make it today?
okay, but and here's the thing is, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, which has no bearing on what I was going to say. But the fact that, you can always draw the extreme argument, and now you're just at two extremes, which I guess is why polarization happens. No, I don't think that people should drive 24 hours a day. I don't think that. But I also don't think an egg timer should be more superior to a driver's judgment. We're not robots. I can't take a nap 8 hours into my day. Can you?
I mean, on ELD, I can if I'm just driving today because I can put it on the on-duty clock as off-duty hours.
Did anyone ever tell you you're difficult to argue with?
Well, I do nap once, though. I nap a lot because I take old man naps.
I nap a lot.
Down the road.
I've seen you down the road. It says inapalot.com. Okay, so this is Serge and Melissa, I believe. She's a broker. She's the one that said my show's boring. Okay, this is Serge's truck. Right? You know Serge's truck. Here's Serge with his truck. I think he was empty the other day. I mean, who has a hat from Jaguar?
When's he going to get a 6-car enclosed so he can stand up in his truck and have a real, hard-side enclosed trailer?
Oh, there he is.
Well, we need to build him one.
I'm telling you, man.
And he can stand up in the truck. He's cramped in that truck.
He needs to have
that extra car in there.
He needs to have a mobile DJ set up and publish daily videos. Serge the Car Hauler is ready to go to the next level.
Right.
Yeah, man. He's ready. He is launched. That's awesome. So, okay, the purpose of this show, let's try and get back on track here for a second if we can, is that the purpose of this episode is to discuss how trucking helps people realize the American dream. And I think that there's evidence of that potential in the amount of new car haulers and truckers. I mean, just regularly, just more people. It's like, I don't know. It's a sought after job and industry. Do you think that? Do you see that?
It can be if you realize the potential it has, for sure, and you're prepared to do the work. That's why I was saying, it's like, do you want to make 300-mile-a-day money, or are you trying to make 700-mile-a-day money? And how efficient you are, it plays a lot as to how much money you make.
What are the sacrifices you have to make to pull that off?
What, to really run a lot of miles? You just have to be working. You leave the house, you got to be working until you come back.
Yeah, you're not going to be home. You're not going to be home.
Hit your resets where you're either at the house or somewhere you want to be. Just manage your off-duty time, but
time management.
If you burn a 70-hour clock, you want to be driving.
Right.
You can, loaded and driving. Unless you're doing local routes like one of your previous callers, the guy in Texas.
Chris.
Bulldog or whatever, unless you're running something local back and forth, I just think you just want to run miles and get loaded and go, right?
What do you think of? I've talked to a couple new entrants that did not have any trucking background, and I found that daunting. Like me, I'm not a mechanic or anything like that, so I don't want to get in a truck. And I think that, if you don't have some of that mechanical know-how, it seems like an even more difficult industry. Do you agree with that, or am I just wrong?
Well, you definitely need a mechanic. Yes and no. You can be you can hire onto a carrier, where they're doing the fleet maintenance and handling everything, and you just drive and do freight. But, in car hauling, you
Exactly. That's what I
The
think.
haulers and the trucks, the trailers, the way things fit together, and the geometry, and the fact that car haulers are all usually typically very low to the ground and tend to hit things.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh. Right, when I hear that a low profile trailer is stuck on a part of the road, man, that's not a problem I would want to have.
Right.
I
Stuck
mean,
on the road.
yeah. I mean, you can get stuck on part of the road.
Yeah. I think I put, like this year, I think I've had to weld my rear doors back together like 4 times. I had it rebuilt once and welded three more times in the first 6 months, something like that.
Do you have any welding experience personally?
I don't weld. I've been around race cars and everything that somebody always welds. I help engineer things. But I've got a welder down the street that he's got a team of guys. He's real good, and I can just drop it off down there, and they'll hand it back to me in about 3 hours and
Wow.
tack the whole thing back together for me.
That is awesome. And it's that there's so many aspects like that. So it's amazing to me how much there is to know to keep rolling.
You got to be honest with yourself and listen to everything. I got in Brian's truck about a month or so ago, and Brian had a used truck that he had just bought, and I mentioned that it had a vibration, and it might not seem like much because he's driving a 20-year-old truck like I am, but even then, I mean, you can keep these things tight. And he told me the other day, I guess he took it to a shop and they replaced a few parts, and his truck doesn't vibrate at all anymore, even though it seemed minor. Like, all that little stuff matters, and if you start driving on 50, 60,000 miles over a few months, the little vibration really tears on everything.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, you got to stay on top of all these things: wheel bearings, brakes. All of it has to be ready to go, plus all your oil changes. There's all that mechanical, plus the putting everything back together constantly, and you got to be prepared for that. And it does cost money, but you should be making enough money where it doesn't really matter. And it's better to do it at the house than it is on the side of the road. So.
Amen. Well, that show's coming up in the future. Talk about roadside maintenance.
Right. Yeah, I did one roadside maintenance where I ended up at a shop in Denver with my trailer. But that's the other thing. Watch all the hardware on your trailers, because as they shake and shimmy down the road, they start to wear the holes out, like waller everything out. And sometimes if you catch the hardware and those other issues, and it doesn't break on the side of the road, you just got to stay on top of it.
Man, that's a lot.
It is.
But it's part of the thing,
Just trying to run one truck, like you're dispatching, and I'm dispatching now, and you start trying to do like 5 trucks or 10 trucks, it's another ball game. You look at what some of these guys do, like United Road, or Jack Cooper, where they run hundreds of trucks down the road.
Oh, wow.
Saying what they accomplish in a year.
And actually, it totally is. It's a really good point. Well, I'll tell you what, Paul, what I need to do is, it's now 10 o'clock, and I got to get to Dave. He's going to help me wrap up the show, which is actually what we were just talking about. Will be a good transition into that. So, listen, man, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It's fun talking to you, and I knew it would be fun, and I also knew that we, would kind of think about things.
All right, well, good talking to you, too. Tell Dave I said, hey, I talked to him the other day, and
Awesome.
Hopefully he's out driving safe. Tell him I said drive safe. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, man. Thanks, dude.
All right, bye.
All right, see ya. All right. Now, Dave knew this was going to happen, and he's also going to help me. We're gonna wrap up the show now. I told Dave that he could help me put the end cap on why trucking is an American dream or isn't. So, it is and it isn't, right? Or rather, it can be. It can be, kind of like Paul was saying, it can be, you just have to be on your toes, right? You have to make sure that you follow up on many aspects.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Well,
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, welcome to the show, dude.
Jackie, you were still talking to Paul, man. What's going on?
I know. Well, I know, right? Who am I talking to? I'm too.
Well, I was listening to Paul, and then boom, you called. It's a delay. It's all the time.
That's because so there's a 7-second delay, and it will catch you, right? It's amazing how long 7 seconds is, or
You're
short.
right, because you weren't even in the middle of saying bye yet.
That's awesome, dude.
Oh, man.
Well, all right. Well, here we are, man. Why trucking is the American dream? Is there? Am I wrong? What's going on here?
So, no, I love it.
You like it?
To some people, the American dream is be rich, be a millionaire, just have a pocket full of money. That's some people's American dream. Well, I left the job making $120,000 a year to be a car hauler because I was miserable. It's not about the money. My American dream is being happy, enjoying what I do, and just going through life. I do very well with what I do, but I do not work hard at all. Now, there may be some days when I run and I need that paper loaf. What is this truck doing? If I could just video some of these trucks sometimes, I don't know how they got a license. But anyway, so I chill out here. I still make my $5 to $6 grand a week, and I chill. And the biggest thing that helped me was my dog. Me and my dog, we just travel the country. I like to hurt. So we go out in the field, in the woods, and, it's just enjoy life. You see some guys like to drone.
Yeah.
You see some of these guys, they like to do the videos. They like to edit. Just trucking gives you the freedom to do whatever you want to do. You can go wherever you want to go if you have your own authority. Obviously, if you work for one of these big companies, you ain't going to say, no, I don't want to go there. I'm going to go over here. It doesn't work that way. But, the trucking is the American dream for a free-spirited person. It takes a special person to live in a truck, whether it be a semi or a pickup truck, and, you wake up and you don't know what's going to happen. When you wake up, you know the kids are going to come out. They're going to need to eat breakfast. I need to take them here. I need to take them there. They need to go to school. I need to get on my computer. I need to look at this. I need to add that. Your life is planned. My life is, I'm going to get up, put it in gear, and we're going to see what happens. That's my life. And yesterday, I got up, I put it in gear, and it cost me $3,000.
What happened?
This wonderful emission system on these new trucks. So I took a trip to Mexico. Is what they say.
You took a trip to Mexico.
Huh?
You took a trip to Mexico. That's what they say.
Well, not literally, but
That's like an expression. I don't know that expression.
well, it's a diesel thing, and
Okay.
you can't say I'm going to take all that emission crap off my truck and run illegal. You can't do that.
Well, you know what? Actually, it's the emission stuff. Even as a dispatcher, I know that if I've got a driver that's not from California, we're probably not going to California.
But I couldn't go over 50 mile an hour. I'm dead in the water.
Wow. You had a governor.
That was it. No, it was beyond government.
Yeah.
And if I kept going, I was going to blow a head gasket.
Wow.
And I could go to the dealership, and they're probably going to charge me $35 or $4 grand. So, and then after I did that, then I had a bearing go out, and after that, somehow I sliced 10 loads and lost the wheel on 75. So
Wow.
yesterday just wasn't my day.
That blows,
you know
man.
What? Today was good. So,
So right, so you have some tough days, but overall, now that you've kind of beat the learning curve, you feel good?
yeah, I mean, you got to be able to deal with adversity. If you're one of those guys that, if your coffee's cold in the morning and it ruins the rest of your day, do not get into trucking. Like, you need to reset your day so many times. Like, there's certain brokers that when I call, I know. When I hang that phone up, my day needs to reset instantly. Because if not, it's going to ruin the rest of my day. And lately, now that I have two, I used to do the COD all the time. You see a lot of people do it. Well, I now have 2 trucks on the road. It is hard to keep 2 trucks on COD loads. It's hard,
Yeah, it is.
So I had a $2,200 check bounce the other day.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I got my money, but it was, I get a notification that $2,200 has been deducted from my account. Because I do a mobile deposit and I get my money the next day. Well, if that check bounces, that bank's going to take their money back,
Oh, yeah.
So you got to have money. If you're living load to load and something like that hits you, what are you going to do? So,
yeah.
Friday the check bounced for $2,200, and Monday, the truck cost me $3,000.
Right, man.
And I still had to pay the driver, even though that was his load, that the truck bounced. Still got to pay him. I can't tell him, oh, I didn't get paid, so you ain't get paid. If he wanted to deal with that, he wouldn't have leased on to me.
This is where being the owner, has its own very difficult set of challenges.
And the American dream of trucking and the American dream of owning a trucking company, do not get them confused, because they are not the same thing. They are. I thought they were, but they are not.
Please elaborate. That sounds really good. Please keep going.
All right, so the American dream of trucking is you're free-spirited. I worry about me, the truck, the dog, and just roll, right? That's it. My insurance I worry about, my household, my stuff. It's an easy dream to deal with because you're in control of everything essentially. If my wife calls and says, hey, I need extra, we need to pay this bill, I know I need to run a little bit harder, It's more relaxed, because you're not pumping all the time because you can spread yourself out evenly. Well, now I have another family, another truck, another insurance, all that I need to worry about. That is my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to get the job done. Like Paul was asking, well, what should they be doing? This is my mind. My job is not to do their job for them. My job is to make sure they can do their job. Like, if a driver slacks off for a week or two, next week you need to find a way to push him without him knowing you're pushing him and get him a really good paycheck. And I guarantee you, the week after, he's going to do it again. It's kind of like, and I hate to use this analogy, but like a fighting dog that gets blood. So once they get that taste of blood, they just want more, and that's human nature. If we get money, we're happy. People believe money can buy happiness. So if I can get you a $5,000, $6,000 week, and you don't feel the pressure of it, you're going to keep doing what you've been doing. You know, now if you make $1,000, $2,000 a week, you're discouraged. So if your American dream is stressed out, and some people enjoy stress, they enjoy controlling everything around them. You know, they enjoy the fact that that person relies on them. You know, it's an ego thing. You know, our American dreams are built on our feelings, our emotions, and our behaviors, if you think about it. You know, 'cause everybody's different. Some people want to sit around and play World of Warcraft and Fortnite all night. That's their dream. You know, some of us don't want to look at a computer. You know, just the dream comes into what do you want to do? And, you know, the freedom of trucking and a lot of it comes back to old school trucking. You know, that's where a lot of it comes from. So.
Just gotta, let's see, Eric says, we just talked about that around the 4th, just over a month's time, 25,000 just in repairs. And how to keep trucking it. Wow.
Hold on, I'm not there, buddy.
Over a month's time in 20, so Eric says, in just over a month's time, 25,000 just in repairs and how to keep trucking afterwards. And I've seen some of the YouTube, some of the YouTube headlines that I think grab attention are, you know, giant repair bills. It's going to put me out of trucking. I mean, people, you know, people want to know if is that real? Is that, you know, could that happen to me?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things where it's not. Everybody says it's not going to happen to me. Well, it's not a matter of if, but when. So I went through this, right? Well, you may remember, was it last week or the week before you posted about somebody spending $1,600 and still don't have AC? That was this guy.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And 3 days before that, I needed 2 tires and alignment that cost me $500. $5,400 in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Now, yeah, he's talking about 25 grand. He's probably talking about a 9-car. 25 grand to a 9-car is comparable to 6 grand in a pickup truck.
Right.
If you think about it.
Okay, right.
You know, so, I mean, and still, I do not say, I've had it, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'll scratch my head and say, why? But real quick, I want, you know, this is where I'm, you know, this is my zone. And, you know, also, you've got to have a wife that, you know, if my wife didn't love me, she wouldn't be here. You know, because my dream definitely is not her dream. You know what I mean? Like, me being out, she can't stand me being out like this. You know, but it's just,
Yeah.
it's part of the business we're in, you know? So but yeah, I mean, this is what I want to do. Now, someday I may get tired of it, but I don't see it coming anytime soon, you know, but, now I will not be leasing on 5 or 6 trucks anytime soon either, because that's not my dream.
Well, I think
I'm not going to get rid of the guy I got, you know, because I can make that work.
you're in a zone, though. I mean, you know, I think that's one thing that's clear about you, is you have found your zone.
But
And I mean, it's working for you. I mean, right?
it is,
I mean,
you know, I wish, you know, I could, life is always changing, you know, and
amen to that.
I started this whole YouTube and videos thing, and I wish I could do a little bit more. Because I get these emails and phone calls, and there's people that, and I didn't expect it to be this, but people truly look at my stuff, and that's what they use to progress and build on, and that's a lot of, sometimes you can feel a lot of responsibility on that. You know what I mean?
Well, I do know what you mean. I mean, that is part of...
Hold on. If Eric spent $25,000 in maintenance on an F-350 and a 3-car wedge, it's got to be an 08 to 2010 6-4. I don't know any other truck that could use that much maintenance.
F-350 Super Duty 3-car wedge. Well, Eric sent me a Facebook message about this, but I can't remember the details.
Oh wow, that's time for a new truck. But
right.
Yes. So what were we saying?
Well, you were talking about the responsibility. You were talking about how, because you listen. That's one of the things is that you have put yourself out there.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But it's a good thing. I mean, that was something that you felt the need to do, and it is helping others. I mean, right? I mean, I that's it's clear to me.
I've even talked some people out of it.
Right, I'm sure you have.
Not because I don't think they need to do it, but once we start talking, just because I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm not the guy that's going to give you all the glamours and glory. Now, yes, it's good, and we'll talk about that too. But you see plenty of that everywhere else.
Well, you do, don't you? I love before my video, you'll see a YouTube guy walk out onto he'll either walk into his mansion from his Ferrari Testarossa or whatever, or he's already in his mansion and he goes out onto the balcony and there's an ocean. But there are people preaching that, you can have 100 mansions and yachts, and it's not real.
Right.
You're not going to have 100 mansions. And you know what? You don't need 100 mansions.
But one's even too much sometimes.
And we all know that there are stories about folks that maybe they found it so hard to get the 100 mansions that then they commit, fraud or something to get to the 100 mansions. It's just, it's not real. That's not an actual American dream.
But even if it is, look how many successful, rich people, they turn to drugs, they turn to alcohol, they turn to suicide. Because money is a man-made object that we feel we need. I mean, you do need, but the American dream is the most evil of all evil.
Oh my gosh. This whole show has just gone over the cliff, which I said, I told you, you are Thelma and Louise, dude. You're going to take us over the cliff.
I mean, look at a car, me. I'm driving a 3-car wedge with a pickup, right?
Man.
And me and you have had this conversation. I was ready to jump from a 3-car to a 9-car. Remember this conversation?
Yes,
you
I do.
want to talk about greed. Why would you go from a 3-car to a 9-car when you have no experience on anything but a 3-car? Pure greed and wanting a false, what am I looking for? Come on.
Praising false idols.
False security.
Yeah.
False security. And that's all it comes down to. But, it's...
Jeez, look at this.
American dream is what the business watching Serge. Serge, he probably doesn't remember now, but he gave me advice. When I was running my little 95 flatbed, and he showed me his little 95 Dodge Ram flatbed with a trailer behind it, he did the same thing as me, except he had bigger kahunas, and he put a car on the flatbed. My kahunas weren't that big. I
Wow.
just stuck to one car. But, that was his dream, and now look at it. And from the beginning, it's always been follow me in my journey of my American dream. To having all the tags, a tag from every state. He wants all the years, all the states. Have you ever seen his tag wall?
Oh, yeah. No, that is awesome. His license plate wall? Yeah.
And a lot of that, he had people sent to him. Because people bought into his dream. People became a part of it. And that's why he's got the following he's got. Because he sold a dream, which was real to him, and it's real to others, and, now they're in it together.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, that's the thing is, I knew when just putting the word American Dream in the title of the show, I thought that's kind of a crazy thing to do. I mean, maybe, this is my opportunity to walk in the mansion and talk about the paintings and the cars. I don't know. But I do know that philosophy and belief in what we're doing, and we think about our family and our roots and where we want to go. This is when you're having a real conversation with somebody, these are the things you end up talking about.
Right.
So I thought, well, it's clearly a part of what motivates and drives us, and there are so many people joining trucking and car hauling that there must be something to it. But
you know what?
There must be.
A lot of it is also it's a false reality. A lot of people truly, and somebody said this on Facebook the other day, and I just wanted to jump through the screen so bad. They said the only reason you would lease on is for cheaper insurance. If that's why you're leasing on, you had no idea about the car business. I got a stack of papers here, a computer, and some books you can have if you think it's that simple. Do this stuff. They truly believe we sit in the truck and drive and get paid.
Well,
I mean...
Yeah, no, that's actually one of the reasons why I like talking about this, is that there's way more to it. Actually, driving's the easy part, I think.
Right. And my driver that I leased on, he loves it. He drives, he gets paid. If there's a problem, hey, David, I got this. And he hands it off. And he hangs up the phone, and when I deal with it, I tell him what to do. And to him, that's his dream. Travel around the country, deliver cars, and not deal with no political BS in the business.
And and what's hilarious to me, I'm just taking what we're talking about and thinking about it further, is that there are people that you interact with that think that you can almost just drive by and the car gets loaded and you can just keep going.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that's no joke. Some people think that.
I mean, I talk to people that, I'm a pickup truck. I don't need to stop at a weigh station. What? It's just...
Right.
They don't get it. Now, you may not get this question as much as me, but the 26,000 pounds, if you put 20 new entrants in a room, I guarantee you're getting at least 10 different interpretations of the 26,001 CDL rule.
Oh,
and one of them is correct. People think I can just register register under it, or I can just stay under it, or, you know, it's, people want this, but they just don't want to work. If you're not willing to Google your FMCSA regulation, how are you going to do anything if you're not willing to put in the work in just a couple words?
I like.
Can you put my email in the comments, please, for Rizzy Mac?
Which is it? The okay, so the David, right?
No, Hotshot Wedge.
Oh, Hotshot Wedge. Okay. I was just gonna say, yeah, I want to get him your. Well, and I like what Eric said. Hotshot Wedge. By the way, I hope the stream isn't going crazy. My computer is like having a trip out right now. I hit the wrong button, and I almost launched. Well, I kind of launched Firefox, which is another browser, and it needed an update. My computer is losing its mind right now. But it's because it's funny. We're talking about trucks and breakdowns. I'm telling you, I am hanging on by a technological thread over here. I got this. I mean, I got this great car hauling channel going, and I mean, my technology's like huffing and puffing. I'm like the enclosed 9 car at the dealership, and meanwhile I got the guy in the back like taping up the wheels.
But you can't get the gate open. You got that Ferrari inside, and you can't get your gate open.
And the Ferrari customer's like, so is my Ferrari here? And we're like, yeah, absolutely. We're still polishing it.
Did you see about North Carolina?
What? Oh, by the way, hey, Hotshot. While I was saying that, hotshotwedge@gmail.com, right?
Yes, hotshotwedge@gmail.com.
Okay, what about North Carolina?
So, North Carolina, you can't park at the scales, right? They took that from us.
Okay, I didn't know that.
You can't park on the ranch, okay? They took that from us. Now, if you live in, like, I know Rocky Mount did it, and I'm sure more are following. If you live there, you can't even park your rig at your house.
Oh.
What are they trying to do? Are they trying to take trucking out of North Carolina altogether?
Oh, man, you're right. I did hear that. That's nuts.
I mean, you've taken every ounce of parking. You're in the middle of the East Coast. Like, if you got to go through North Carolina for the north or the south, pretty much. You start at one and you'll go to the other.
Right. Well,
yeah.
You
can't park in that state?
Yeah, no, that is insane. That is.
I mean...
What is with the war on trucking?
I don't know. I mean, other than truckers are slots, I don't know. I mean, I did a video the other day, but I could not bring myself to do this, to post it. We were at a truck stop, and, I'm trying to walk my dog. I could not walk my dog in the grassy patch. It was only 2 foot wide. I could not walk my dog there because there was so much trash and urine bottles, and dude, it was disgusting. Totally disgusting. And they wonder why we're getting booted at Walmart. We got to pay to park. You know why we got to pay to park? Because somebody got to clean up after everybody. That's why. If we can't clean up after ourselves, they got to hire somebody to do it. Who's going to pay for that?
Wow.
And people are just like, oh, well, they're against truckers. No, truckers have done it to themselves. You didn't have this back in the 70s and 80s when it was, you did not go into a truck stop and see that stuff.
Wow.
You just did. Am I right? I mean,
I wasn't there, but I mean, you really raised an interesting point.
it's, we've done this to ourselves.
And
It's like the ELD thing.
we've seen. You've
What's
seen
that?
I've seen videos on Facebook of like I saw there was a video of a guy like he dumped his piss jug in the parking lot and got busted and now he had to hose off the parking lot. Like, really?
But somebody posted last week where somebody pooped in the bag. I didn't want to, pooped in the bag in their truck, and they put it outside the door. It's so much a regular
Wow.
occurrence to truckers. When I take my dog bowl of water, because my dog is done, and I dump it out the window, they think I'm dumping a bottle of piss out the window. Because that's the only thing that comes out of a trucker's door. That's how often it happens. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh
Oh,
man.
you don't take that. No, that's water from my dog bowl, It's
Wow.
everywhere they go, there's no respect from the trucker, so how is the trucker going to get respect? And I get it, but you got to look at both sides. Yes, the trucker needs respect, but you got to give it too. I mean, how long are you going to let somebody disrespect you before you cut them out of your life?
Amen. Amen.
So, unless they're going for driverless trucks, they're going for autonomous this, autonomous that.
Well, and that's the I think
That's not for all that.
that's the big war is the war on people.
Right. And they're already short on drivers, but I mean, how much damage are they going to let us do? Our trucks were damaging, supposedly, damaging the earth with the pollution stuff, so they took all that from us. They've made these trucks so much that you can't get a reliable truck anymore because they got all this debt stuff on them. So now they fixed that problem. Now here comes the piss bottles and the bags of poop and,
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. That's too much. That's too funny, dude.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and most people ain't gonna come out and say this, but it is what it is. It's the truth.
And I'm glad you are, man. I mean, we are here to talk about these concepts because
I mean, and there's times when my passenger floorboard looks like, because I'm driving 3 or 4 hours between me and the dog, I'll have trash over there. I don't throw it out my damn window. I know I'm going to get fuel, and I know there's a trash can right next to my fuel. But how many times do people put their trash next to the trash can?
And I'm with you right there. When it comes to just straight up littering for no reason, I don't get it. I really don't.
Right. Now, and Anthony's got a point too. These four-wheelers, they are so aggravating, it's not even funny. I mean, but they don't know the true nature of it. They make our life pretty miserable also, them four-wheelers.
Are you talking about those crazy videos of guys jumping around doing cartwheels?
No, I'm talking about four-wheeler cars.
I got you.
So,
gotcha.
it's like against the American religion to be stuck behind a truck.
Right.
I mean, if we're driving and me and another semi have 20 feet between us, instead of them staying back there where there's 500 feet behind me, who come in the middle just to get in front of me?
Well, that's what needs to happen. Somebody needs to devise a video game where you can get like Oh, I think I made this up one day, and I just remembered it. We need a video game where your steering wheel will feed you custard if you drive safe.
Oh, God. But you know what causes that? Is media. Like, look at that Warner case. Warner did nothing wrong in New Mexico. They didn't even leave their lane. A truck hit them head on, and they got sued for $90 million because the judge felt like they should have stopped earlier. They weren't over on their e-logs. They did nothing wrong except for went through a some kind of storm. You know?
Well,
The media portrays the trucker
Well.
as the American outlaw that don't care.
and I'll tell you what, above the media, and we're going to wrap up this show here, but it's funny, and this ties into the American dream. Above the media is the lawyers.
Yes.
And it's the lawyers that really dictate. And what's hilarious, so I worked around lawyers for a long time, and many lawyers hated what they did and were dying to get out and do something different. Because they thought that money was their American dream, and they hated it. They hated what they did.
Yep.
In fact, there are probably lawyers out there that have gotten into trucking.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There probably are.
And I seen a billboard the other day. It says, "Hit by a commercial truck, call us." Like in the middle of the highway.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
They're almost saying, "Get hit by a truck and call me. We'll get you paid."
Well, it's funny because
You know?
my youngest son was noticing in St. Louis there's billboards everywhere. Call like 911 or 1-800-911 pain. They're everywhere.
Right. I mean, it's just
Great.
it's rough. It's still my
Well-
American dream.
Well,
It's rough out here.
one of the barriers to everybody's American dream, since I was talking about lawyers, is what happens is people become either desperate or just in need, and they're going for that lottery lawsuit. There's a lot of people going for that lottery lawsuit, and this really affects the trucking industry.
And if everybody knows, a commercial truck is a lottery ticket.
Absolutely, it's a huge lottery ticket.
Everybody knows. It's a big lottery ticket. I don't care if I hit you and I destroy my truck and you ain't got no scratches. You're going to get paid. You know? And everybody knows it.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So,
So,
some people, that's what they do for a living.
absolutely.
So, it's, unfortunately, it's a sick world we live in, but, hey, it's still an American dream.
Hey, man, that's right. So, on that note, listen, man, I want to thank you for joining me on the show tonight, Dave. I knew that we could have another interesting philosophical conversation, and so, and I also appreciate you staying up late for me. On the East Coast, it's 20 to midnight, so I know you need to cash your chips so you can start a new day tomorrow.
I'm like right on the verge.
Exactly.
I'm in Illinois.
Oh,
Or no, I'm in Indiana, so I'm like right on the edge.
Right.
I'm going back home.
yeah, you're right there.
3 weeks, so. But, all right, brother, I appreciate you having me.
Thanks, man. And listen, guys, if you need help, visit Hotshot Dave YouTube channel. Send him an email. He's here to help. He's not all bad news. The guy, he's a great guy. So, Dave, thanks for doing what you do, man.
Well, I do get a little backed up sometimes, you know, but
Yep.
if I don't answer you, send me another one. So,
There you go. Send him a message.
all right, buddy, I appreciate it.
Okay,
If
man.
you need anything, call me.
Yeah, let's keep in touch.
All right, brother.
Thanks, buddy. All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, man. On that note, you guys, it is late. It's been another really long show. I knew it was going to be long. That was six guests that I had on here. We started with Dave, A Man Needs to Get Paid. We talked to Chris, Bulldog Transport, 60 Days In. We also talked to Mark at Trucking Answers. If you are looking for some freight hauling answers, you want to talk about stuff that has to do with trucks, Mark has a lot of answers. And he's got a YouTube channel. Serge the Car Hauler also has a YouTube channel. He's a legend in car hauling, a travel vlogger, and enclosed hauler extraordinaire. Check out Serge the Car Hauler on YouTube. Paul is he's learning more about dispatching right now, and he also has been an enclosed hauler. He has a lot of interesting information and really interesting to talk to, so I want to thank him as well. And of course, I want to thank Hotshot Dave. Visit Hotshot Dave on YouTube. You know you can send him an email. Yeah, thank you, Mark, for coming on the show. I do appreciate it. I really do. And anybody who joined this show, and if I missed your live chat and you joined the show, I want to thank you for joining and saying hello and interacting in the live chat. That's one of my favorite things about YouTube is the live chat. I know Facebook has it too, and I'm looking forward to reaching out through Facebook as well as YouTube. I got to check out Patreon. I got to check out Twitch. There's so much social media, man, but I'm working on it. And I hope to keep the good shows coming. First Month in Car Hauling, which was my show last week, is actually doing really well. Hotshot Car Hauling 101 is doing really well. My video with Dave, Meet Wally Moe, is actually one of my best performing videos. So I take note, I watch the metrics, and want to make sure that I'm making the show that you guys want to see, and talk about the things you want to talk about. And if I'm not doing that, put a comment below. A thumbs up or a thumbs down is great, but if you have a comment, that's really helpful. You can send me an email. And, of course, connect with me on Facebook. Go to Facebook, like the page, give a review, or just send me a message. And if there's a picture or something that should go in industry news, let me know. And, I'm going to, next show, I'm going to talk to a car shipping customer. I'm also going to try and take a look at their Ready Logistics. We'll talk some more about Ready Logistics. I think we should do that. And then I don't know what else is going to happen. We'll see. So maybe you're a part of the show. So let me know. Send me an email. Let me know what we should talk about. And other than that, I'm going to crank up this car hauler. And thank you guys again so much. I'm here every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And let me know. Let me know what I can do for you. Contact me, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.